What's going on, people? We're back again on the World Cup show. Second time today. You know how the thing's set already. As promised, we're back with a full gang. It was me and Ish earlier. We've got G and Romz. I mean, the squad depth is back. We're like Liverpool. I mean, injured first half of the season, second half of the season, the reinforcements coming already. Boom. I mean, you got man like Pyrex. We've got Violent Clown in the building saying, look, big up, Jerry. Interest in France versus England. That's very true. We've got Violent Clown saying most comfortable England knockout game of all time. Senegal were poor. Listen, we're going to get into that. But as we always say, make sure you're smashing the like. Make sure you're getting that ticket to entry. You don't want to have to get kicked out. Look, if you're in there early, you're lucky. RJ, Gio, they're still not in. But once they come in, it gets sticky. Do you know what I mean? We've seen people get kicked out. Listen, I've got people in the DMs begging, please, I'm so sorry. I thought I liked. Do you know what I mean? But once you're out, it's over. It's over. Do you know what I mean? It's over, bro.
Hey, you man, don't beg in that. You know what I'm saying? It don't look good in that. Don't beg.
That's what I'm saying. But big up. Listen, I already chat to Ish. But G, Romz, chat to me. How's your Sunday been? Man?
Freezing. But other than that, it's been all right though. It's been all right. Been nice and peaceful.
Yours earlier? Wait, no, my side's been great. How are you feeling, Jerry? Running your nations out and that.
Yeah, for real.
Do you know what it is? We're going to get into that. We're going to definitely get into that game, innit? But I was going to summarize. I'm actually so proud, you know.
You actually played. That's the best you played, easily.
That's the best we've played.
What I thought, yeah.
That's the best we've played. We stepped it up. Like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like a thrashing. It looked like, do you know what I mean? It was one of those games where if things had fallen, like if the Zelensky shot goes in, how does the game look? Do you know what I mean? If this chance goes in, if like it's little things like if the Glick header goes on target, if Lloris, when he spills it, we react better. It's all those little things, but it's like, you know what? That's the way to lose. And big up to Asamoah Gyan, because Asamoah Gyan had tears in his eyes talking about Ghana, saying about how, you know, this ain't acceptable, man. That performance weren't acceptable. So the way I look at it, I'm actually happy going out like that, going out to a big France team with, do you know what I mean? The likes of Mbappe in the team, which we knew was going to, I thought it would be like a 4-0, but a pasting, like a 5-0 pasting. It weren't that at all. And look, we got the goal as well. Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't ask for more. But look, we're going to get into that. But let's start with G, man. I know you've done the preview for the England game. Before, obviously, for people that haven't watched it, and I assume everyone in the building has watched it. I mean, if you guys haven't watched it, you might have to get kicked out for that. Do you know what I mean? You might have to just get kicked out. So listen, I'm going to put a poll up in a minute saying who's watched the G reaction thing. If I don't see 100%, let's say it's like 60% and there's 40%. 40% of you are going to get kicked out of the chat. And it'll be a random thing. So there'll be someone in there that's actually watching.
It'll be a random thing.
That's just how it's going to have to be right now.
Said, man. You heard what the gaffer said.
But listen, G, summarize just in a couple minutes. What were you expecting going into that game?
I thought like Senegal were going to be a lot more athletic. A bit like USA game. I thought it would be like that. Just really kind of exact same, only with... I felt like they had a bit more of a cutting edge. I felt like Senegal would have that anyway, you know, in the game. And to be honest, just before England got their goal, it was looking like that. It was looking like, you know what I mean? Like England were doing their thing. You know what I mean? Like, not England, sorry. Senegal were doing their thing. They were able to kind of nullify England as best as possible. So I was just like, all right, cool. And obviously we were chatting in the group chat. And obviously, he was just saying about how the way that Senegal are playing and the fact that England ain't really getting clear-cut chances and stuff like that, which was 100% true, man. It was like, I just felt like that was Senegal had a period, man. If they just scored, yeah, I mean, if they just scored, that's an uncomfortable game for England. All of a sudden, like, you know what I mean? Then England go behind. Can England really claw it back? I don't really know. I just felt like Senegal had a period where they needed to score. They didn't. Once they didn't score and England got that first goal, the game just started to tail off. Like it was kind of a bit sad to watch after that. I'll be real, like watching another African team just go out so sadly. Like, but if I'm being honest, all in all, I did expect England to win that game, and I felt like they had enough to go out and beat Senegal, to be honest, if Senegal just weren't clinical or something like that. And that's what happened, man. That's what happened.
Romz,
You know what?
your nation, your home nation.
What, England?
Yeah.
No. I'm ashamed. I got them out today still.
Oh my god.
All the way up.
You know, I had a feeling, man. You're wearing the grey top. You look at you just come out. What's it called? St. George's, bro. I was like, you know what? I was like, G, I was like, Romz might actually be out wearing the England top, and lo and behold. But look,
you know what it is? I only watched the first half because the second half, you know, when you're on a train, it's all pixelated and that, bro. It's just hickey and that, bro. So after I said ban this, I just put radio on, but I've live on instead of watching it because I can't watch football interrupted. But from the first half, again, we were speaking in the group chat that first half, let's be real, Senegal were getting carved open. I said to myself, this should be a comfortable England win. For me, England, I feel like they were being very patient in the first half. If they really wanted to, I feel like they could blow them away the first 20, 30 minutes. And I was a bit critical of that. But when I actually took a step back and deep what they were doing, they were just patient with it. When kind of, remember the game that's reminiscent for me? Remember when we had to beat Chelsea and Gerrard sits out? We were just rushing everything. England didn't take that approach. They were like, kind of calm down. We know we're going to break through them sooner rather than later. So let's just chill. And that's exactly what they did. And then I think, when Henderson scored, it was a key moment. That is when you don't want to concede. Whatever game, whatever team you are, you don't want to concede going into the break because it just zaps the confidence out of you. And I think England, you know, I have to big up Southgate for this performance, you know, because I think it was a very good performance. Jerry, you were speaking about before a ball even had been kicked. It was structured very well. It's like, you know, let's just kill them just before we go in half time. We're just going to keep probing until we get that goal. But I only watched the first half, but I thought England were... I'm going to go as far to say, and this is very rare, this don't even sound right, but England were excellent. They were excellent today. And then, obviously, second half, I was hearing on the radio, this goal goes in, that goal goes in. Could have been about 4 or 5, but I think England were good, man. England were good.
Yeah, man. And Ish, man, look, Senegal, man, like, in the group chats, I mean, we needed them to do it for Africa. Well, a lot of us did, especially the non-England supporters, not obviously Romz, but the rest of us. We needed a performance for Africa.
Hey, listen, I'm England now as well, bro. I'm free. Like,
no, I can't have Brazil. If Brazil get knocked out, it's England all the way. It's England all the way.
Listen, I'm being shameless, bruv. I'm switching the channel. I'm speaking French on stream, bruv. I'm kicking and screaming, bro. But Ish, man, look, we needed obviously Senegal to at least show some fight, as G said, man. And it was just another sorry performance in a game where it was just very reminiscent of the Ghana game. It was just like they started decent, and then once they conceded, it just fell flat, and they just couldn't get it up. But at the end of that game, like all those corners, all the crosses, it would just look hopeless. Even the Ghana game was a bit more entertaining because there was something else at stake. Like there was the other game going on, but this was just.
It went. I wasn't impressed with Senegal. I'll be honest. Like, even the chance that they had in the first half, it was from England mistakes. It was like Maguire just passing the ball to them and then turning it over. I think Stones had one as well and done the same thing. So like even the few chances they did have, they didn't take. And then Pickford made a very good save just before England scored. Actually, that's a key moment. They've got to score that.
Yeah.
If they score that, then the whole complexion changes. They're probably going
because that was it. That was at 0-0, innit?
Yeah, it was literally just before England. I think when it scored after that attack. So it's just those key moments again. Like, just the African countries look like they're not really patting up with the finishing, and then defensively as well. Like, all right, England goals were good, but I think the second goal where Foden puts it through Koulibaly's legs, he just goes and overcommits so much. And like, if you're gonna overcommit, you got to get the ball, bro. You got to get the ball. Foden's like up to your chest. You got to just
stereotypes.
Do something. If you're going like that, you got to leave with the ball, bro. You got to leave with the ball. So I was just like, yeah, man, England. I was impressed with England. The words of what Romz was saying, I think you got to give Southgate credit, man. Got to give him navigated through the groups with ease, pretty much. Got through Senegal, clean sheet, 3-0. But Mbappe's got something for England next week, boy. Mbappe's got something for England next week. Gotta be
That's
key.
I've got two things to say, man, on that point. First of all, this bozo again, bro. Koulibaly, man. This African bozo at the back.
the stereotypes are real.
Crossing,
It's mad.
the
It's mad.
rashness, all over the place. Bruv, this
Be honest, yeah, Jerry. Can I interject quickly? Can I interject? I feel like all four of us. I've never asked you this question, but I feel like we all had the same answer. Did you ever really want him for us?
Nah,
I did.
Yeah.
There
I
was
never
one
wanted
point-
him. Did you, G?
There was one point for me when obviously we had Virgil was looking at we're
Kind
getting another
of.
centre back.
Maybe.
But you weren't hell bent on it, was you?
No. It was just
It's the
more.
beat
He was
that was
at the time. He was the only centre back out there performing at a
Yeah.
very good level. So
I
I was
hear
like,
that.
well, who else is realistically going to come in beside Verge? That was kind of it. Like Gomez, I wasn't really feeling. Matic was always injured. So, and Kanate at that time, I wasn't looking at Kanate. Yeah, I mean, he weren't really an anybody
Yeah.
like that. It was kind of Koulibaly, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a big, black, strong defender. Of course, I was looking at Koulibaly, hoping that
Bruv, when you're comparing that to that Ragnar Klavan and
That's
Dejan
what I'm saying.
Lovren,
Again,
I
that's
mean,
what
like, I
I'm
just
saying.
want a brother in there, innit? Like, get me a brother in there. BBC's
Bro,
PMP, innit?
BBC ASAP, bro. Like, that's all it was. Like, crazy.
That's mad. That's
But,
mad.
bruv, like,
Hey, that's
this
brave.
bozo, man, I'm not gonna lie, he ruined it. This skipper, he ruined it. He ruined it for his team. He ruined it because the amount of times, bro,
You know that video? So,
the amount of times he just went and just like he misplaced passes, he did this, he like, do you know what I mean? Marquez saying like the two centre backs for Senegal were just a mess. I think Diallo played well.
Whoa. We must talk on somebody else as well. The brother wearing black in goal. Please, we have to talk about this. If we're talking bozo,
we have to.
Bozo, bruv.
That
Man said
Harry
he wanted to be in the
Kane
Ballon
goal,
d'Or.
that was the worst finish. That was the worst finish. No corners, no nothing. It was a Salah penalty, straight down the middle. A man done this.
It wasn't even that. It was the shot that Harry Kane took, like, I think maybe even before that. And he's just lucky that no one was around to just even come and see it.
Bounce
Yeah, bro, straight under, man. I was like, brother, like, are you okay? Like, is everything all right at home? Like, the way you're saving these shots, like, I don't really understand that.
But I don't know. This brother is another one, man. He's lost his place to Kepa. Kepa, who apparently was the worst signing of a keeper. Kepa's taking his place. It doesn't look like that place is being... The stocks are dropping rapidly low, man. Rapidly.
But how do you go
They
from
got
having...
problems over that side. That side, if you're in here, you got problems, bro.
Because
but how do you go from there to there, though?
But this is what man do, is that it's the same thing that happened with Ruben Diaz when he had one good season. They were like, he's better than Verge. We then heard, no, Akanji's better than Verge. Now we're hearing Saliba's better than Verge. Watch next season. And yes,
Saliba, how many minutes you got, bro? How many minutes you got so far, bro?
No, you're right. You know what? Yeah.
What,
do you
2
know
minutes? You got 2 minutes, isn't it?
Do you know what? You know
He's
that day.
getting them
Do you know what?
minutes.
That day, I went to sleep and I thought, the man them are right. You know, it's Jerry G. Like, I can't be saying if the sample size is too small, he needs to do it longer. But you're right. I feel like us football fans can be very reactionary. This is why consistency is key, bro. You need to be doing it for a long period of time, because that Champions League run, it was crazy. I'll be with the saves he was making, penalty saves, whatnot. But brother, you have to then do that 2-3 years.
Hella camera saves. He loves a camera save. When I saw him,
he's leaving that Ghana's keeper just trying to dive when you don't have to dive.
You see what when he landed on his head? He done it so much. He done it back. I was like, bro.
But he saved it though. But at least
he saved it.
That was a good save. But then obviously he just went.
That's the thing. If you save it, it looks amazing. But if you don't, bro, it looks mad.
Yeah, man. I've seen too many of them compilations of brothers landing on their neck like that, and bruv, they just end up. Do you know what I mean? Being pushed about, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? That's scary. Like, you can't. It's scary. But listen, I can't. This African, I'm so upset. You know, listen. For me, it's Morocco at the moment, isn't it? Morocco.
I was going to say, they're the only ones left.
Yes,
yeah, they are. Yeah, for real.
What's the point of getting to the round of 16 if this is the showing? What's the point?
Who have they got?
Spain.
It's long.
Not even a young, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know,
young
like
Korea or something,
young,
innit?
yeah, you know, like a young Korea or something. Imagine you got Spain. Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm just not happy. This team were just full of bozos. Sabali, who's had a great World Cup at right back, was just moving raw. He was moving raw today.
Even Namphalis Mendy, I kind of like him. But you just move it. I'm surprised he didn't get a yellow at one point, bro. He's just moving. There's no real calculation to what you're doing. It's just, I'm just going to do this off impulse. It's like, brother, calm down. But you know what? He's like that for Leicester. But even him, he had somewhat of a decent World Cup. The last game against Ecuador, I think he was excellent.
Yeah.
This game, man.
And that's what it is for me. But I want to go and just highlight an area that I think, I don't know about you guys, but I was thinking about this, but England, they're going to have problems. They're going to have problems. Rio Ferdinand, a lot of people have been talking about the only player in world football that can stop Mbappe is Kyle Walker.
I'm happy.
Now, I'm sorry. Ismail Assar was having it. He was getting that walk, and they didn't have a lot of the ball. And the times he did, he got him. They didn't, and there was a couple of times there was two of them. There was him and someone else were coming over, and Walker didn't look as comfortable as people made out. Now, I'm sorry. If we get the Mbappe that we saw today,
it's long. It's long,
bro. It's long for Walker. It's long.
Jerry, I've always said that claim is so absurd with Kyle Walker. He can stop anyone, whatnot, because we all know if pace is your main attribute, two things are going to kill you: age and injuries. They're both killing Kyle Walker right now simultaneously, bro. So imagine the best player currently in the world, which we all know Mbappe right now, is coming up against you. When is it? Friday night? Saturday night? I think Saturday night.
Saturday.
In like 5-6 days time. You are pissed. And this is why, Jay, when people kept saying this Kyle Walker thing, yeah, you can say it maybe in his 20s, whatnot. Brother's 32 now? 31, 32? He's getting on, and the things, the injuries are increasing.
Listen, I remember when Walker came out and said the hardest opponent he's ever faced was Sadio Mane. Yeah,
I remember that as well
because of the pace and everything. I'm sorry, but right now, Mbappe looks a tad sharper than Mane at his peak. And Mane at his peak was sharp. Like we saw what he done to Neymar when he done the step and left him. Mbappe's moving that tad bit sharper, along with the confidence and along with that goal threat as well. I don't know how they sort this out. I really don't know.
It's gonna be a 5-back thing. It's gonna be a 5, but I just don't even, because now Ben White's on home.
It's just gonna be a pragmatic, like what we saw today in the first half. It's just gonna be that, but just for a bit longer, because France will actually have to just be that for a bit longer. Like it's just you can already see it kind of coming, because that's what he reverts to. That's his revert back to type. Like he wants to play. He wants to play that, but then he realizes as well that obviously if they start to dominate in the game, obviously there comes a point where maybe even the players kind of maybe take their own impetus and just say, you know what, fuck it. Can we just kind of push it out a little bit? The other team's kind of coming out a bit. We can maybe hit them. And then it's almost, you can see it. Like, it's like a switch. Every game that England have gone from being boring and shit to just quick, it's like a switch. Like a moment happens in the game, bang, all of a sudden England score. And usually if you look at it, their first goals are usually like just out of nowhere. Like this weren't no build-up play that was built up from the back. It's usually been a goal that's just come out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden now the other teams is obviously they're 1-0 down, so they have to come out a little bit more. England are going to have the upper hand in these kind of cases. The difference is when you've got a France, even if England were to go 1-0 up, France will keep coming. France ain't stopping.
It'll be relentless,
It'll be relentless. Whereas Senegal are not going to do that. Like if they go 1-0 down, eventually their quality is going to show against an England. Like they just don't have as good of players as England. But England know against a France, if we're going 11 versus 11, I'd have to probably go through it again. But you probably say maybe France have it. If not, they are exactly equal. And then when you think about it, look at their world-class player to our world-class player. I mean, Mbappe, Harry Kane. I know who I want. I think we all know.
Who you want to face as a player, bro?
Exactly. Who would you rather face? And remember, if we're talking about we're laughing about Saliba, Konate, what's his name? Varane as well. Let's take out Varane, Saliba, Konate, Upamecano. You think Kane's having a game against them, man? Again, BBC. It is not happening, bro. It is not happening with these guys. So this is where
looking like a scene out of Blacked, bro. You know, like that. Just,
bro.
One man has someone on the shoulder, then there's bare man following.
You see when Nunes got the big fish, he was holding it like that.
You need to get that one. Very good to find it.
I'm getting it now.
Bro, like,
because that scene's outrageous, bro.
Brother, but it's looking like a scene out of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you can just tell straight away, England's joy is going to have to come from if France's fullback are pushed up too much. That's when Saka and your Rashfords and whoever else they decide to put there on the wings might be able to get some joy, but maybe midfield as well, because they're going to have a more energetic midfield. Well, sorry, England going to have more of an energetic midfield than France, I think, anyway, because I don't think France in midfield, Tchouaméni, Rabiot, if they come up against
I hear that, G. I hear that.
Say that again?
Rabiot's been balling out.
No, he has. No, 100%. No,
I know what G means.
You know, like Hendo and Jude, them all just
they're going to get their face a little bit. You know, Hendo.
It's basically runners versus tech. That's literally what it's going to be.
Yeah. Literally,
because you've got too many Rabiot with the check, but their energy ain't as good. But then you've got Hendo, Rice, and Ben, which are just gonna run for days.
Bro, I know Klopp was watching that game. He was doing that. He was doing
that. Bro, like Klopp's loving. Like, you think this isn't like
Klopp's like that's my Hendo.
Yeah, literally, brother. Literally, like
he's gonna love it. That's gonna be a game, you know. I'm actually deep in it now because you've got two young teams with some of the best individuals. Because we're probably gonna move on to France after this England game, but we're probably gonna preview it properly. But even Griezmann playing out of his skin, I thought he was done, but I'm an idiot because for France he always rises, but
always balls out, and Giroud as well. Look at the finish today from him, mad for this.
Yeah,
man.
But if England defend like they were defending the past.
Speaking about finishes though, like you know where England could just so I can't lie, we've actually got something to shout about. Deep it for the next 15 years, you're gonna have whether you rate Bellingham highly or not, you're gonna have Bellingham, Saka and Foden. And Saka and Foden's link up for that goal.
Of course.
And then the finish come that pace. A lot of men would have hit that over the bar or wide, like because deeper you got a defender right next to you and the keeper slightly coming out. It was a tidy finish, but I just think the future is somewhat gone.
No. Carry on.
I was going to say the future is somewhat bright for England, but this is going to be the litmus test on Saturday because if I had to say now who I think's winning that game, normally once upon a time I would have said France easily. I think for once it's actually 50-50, bro. I
hear you, and
I think it's actually 50-50.
That's what I was going to say. Like Angel 1968 said.
Like Mbappe,
like it'll be like something like that. Like Angel saying here, England don't play shape one-touch football. They are a moments team. They are a moments team. Like they will have that moment, and then you'll just be like, either it's to go 1-0 up, or it's to go to equalize, or like they will score a goal. 100% England are 1 billion.
And the thing is, and what it is that, and I've said it before, and it's very similar to Brazil in a sense that the fullbacks don't really get forward that much. They don't. They allow their base with Rice to stay solid, and they allow the rest of the man to do their thing. So even Bellingham in the interview before was saying, they asked him about, so what patterns and stuff? He was like, we have some patterns, but we just, we got the quality, so we just do what we want. And because they do that,
free roam,
anyone off the pitch, and because they can bring anyone off the bench as well to affect it. So you got the likes of your Rashfords, you got Grealish, you got Maddison, you've got whoever else that's on the bench, right? It means that there's so much talent coming on. You just don't know what to go and do. And this is tournament football. And this is when I told people, and in my prediction, I said, I was like, England, I think, are going to be finalists along with Brazil. People laughed at me. Saying, England.
I definitely did.
Gareth Southgate, this football's boring, all this type of talk. Yeah, when you think about it, this is the first time England have been through to the round of 16 in 3 consecutive tournaments. So they're at the knockout stages. They're into the quarterfinals. If they get to a semi-final again, and they beat France, What are we saying? Southgate's England's best ever manager?
I keep saying this to people. Are like, nah, man. Yeah,
but that's
like,
what it is. But that's what it is. So right now, unfortunately,
it's hard to admit, Ish. But you just have to admit it.
Untenable.
You have to. It's the truth, man. It's the truth.
He swapped the waistcoat for the little half zip polo, and bro, like, do you know what I mean? It is where it is right now.
Remember that waistcoat Wednesday stuff, bro? Everyone was sold out. Primark, River Island, bro. Nowhere had waistcoats, bro.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
This
People
country
took that serious.
This country is
and then you know what happens next is, let's say he gets to the final. He doesn't even have to win it. Just say he gets to the final. Then what? What? Sack him for what? What did he do wrong? Like,
what's mad with the fans though? English fans will go and they will get piped by France. Yeah, this is what happened. France will pipe England, and it will look like England. You know what? There's levels in it. Bellingham won't look great. Kane will be poor. Saka will miss an open goal. Sterling, he won't be available because he's got family issues. All that.
He just got robbed by it.
And then that's when Southgate will get sacked.
Yeah.
A Nations League game will happen. We'll lose that game, and then it will be like, oh, you know what, Southgate, you're just not good enough. Like, we should have won the whole tournament. Do you know what I mean? And it's mad because no one was giving them a chance to get out of the group. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy, man. It's
crazy. That's gonna be a very high pressured game for Southgate more than the players, because it's the type of game where it's almost like he needs to win to kind of show people like, yo, like what I'm doing is working, guys. Like, stop doubting me. Because if he wins that against France, like I keep saying, it, like I was just talking to Double A obviously just a minute ago in the group chat, and I was just saying, like, bro, like you're gonna have to get over your hate for the guy soon. Like, you know what I mean? But I think people just need to get over this now. Like, it's done. You might not like him. You don't need to like him, but you have to go with the facts. At the end of the day, the guy is doing what no other England manager has ever done in your lifetime, bar one, and that is get to semi-finals or final. I think there's only one manager
to that point,
who's got to a semi-final before. That's it.
It's getting to that point, G. You know that one thing that people tend to moan about all the time? It could be anything. Then you realize it's not going to change, so you just shut up. That's how it's going to be with. That's going to not how it be. That's what it has to be a Southgate. And you know what I've clocked about Saturday against France? I think it's going to be won by a moment. But this is where I think, and this ain't no disrespect to any of France's players. I think the moment can only come from about, for me, probably only about two players. I feel like Griezmann that will contribute. I think Mbappe and Giroud are the two players that, if they was to win, will probably have that moment. But then when I look at England, I'm thinking it could be Kane, it could be Saka, or it could be Foden. I feel like we have more man that may have a moment. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that France don't have any man that will, but I think the likelihood of it being a moment is more, the probability is more in England than France. I think if something was to happen out of the blue, it will mainly be Mbappe followed by Giroud, where I think England probably have more man that can have that moment. It could even be their first moment.
I feel like Mbappe might even just be quiet that game, because England might be able to nullify that in the game, like, enough. I don't feel like England can have a plan for Mbappe, but then if you have a plan for Mbappe, you need to then worry. Giroud isn't even the issue, because that guy isn't active enough to be an issue. What his skills are, he needs other players to be active. I feel like players like Griezmann will actually have an outstanding tournament. Yeah, like they will start to pick up and be like, yo, okay, because these lot are marking Mbappe too much, or they're focusing so much on that side. I've got pockets of space now. And Griezmann is not a guy that you want to have that pockets of space and be able to shoot from outside the box, or be able to pick a pass, or just to have the ball too much. Like, you don't want a Griezmann having that kind of possession. And then if Rabiot and Tchouaméni are solid in the middle, that will kill England's whole thing. But these are all if, buts, ands, and maybes. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's going to be interesting. All I'm saying is, don't be surprised if you see England in that hat for semi-final.
That's what I've been saying, man. That's what it is exactly, man. Just gonna run through some of the comments, and then we'll get obviously into the other game. Big up to everyone. Make sure we're smashing the like as always. Make sure you're checking. Ish, has the caption loaded yet for the Three Lions?
Loaded, bro. Loaded.
The caption's loaded. You know what? We're gonna have to get a little preview of that. Gonna have to make sure we put it up before we head out. We got Garrett just saying Kane versus Mbappe, saying Bellingham is a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't moving JJ like that.
Listen, you see when it comes to Bellingham, guys, yeah? I don't know what it is. This brother's not like the next Gerrard. He's not the next Zidane. He's not the next Modric. Like, he's not that level of player. Yes, has he got all the attributes to be a very, very good player and have a long, successful career? Yes. But the hype around him, it just needs to die down. Like, what's going to happen, he's going to come to wherever he goes. And unless he goes to a team that's already successful and they're just doing well.
Whoa, Jerry. Hear what I'm saying, bro. If all this grooming to Bellingham doesn't result in him coming to Liverpool, then, there needs to be a riot outside of Anfield Gates, my guy. There's no way that you're telling me that this brother, sorry, Ish, for even interrupting, I have to say this. There has to be some like riot if this brother does not come to live. Are you crazy? What? All of this hugging, taking pictures of man, doing up strolls and on these night walks and all this bullshit that these men are, what? Nah. Klopp calling you every day saying, yo, man, hey, brother, if Liverpool don't sign Bellingham, they are the biggest waste of space I have ever seen in my life, bro. Has to be signed, bro. So next time you mention Bellingham, I need to hear you reference Liverpool in that. There's no way he joins anyone else, bro. It's a myth.
Yeah, I mean, look, go on, Ish. He has to, yeah.
It's not even the one where I really want him like that now, but we just have to sign him for the legs that we've
got. Even if you don't want it no more. See what it is?
Yo, what is that? What is
he's thinking?
Yo, don't even look right.
Do you know what's mad? Because that happened. And you know this picture, you'd think raw, like Bellingham trying to back away and Henderson stepping into him. The second scene after that is Bellingham pushing him into him, and I was like, raw, what are they gonna do? Start lips in, bruv? Like, what?
I'm not even gonna go down that route because we already know how Qatar move in that. But
that's my point. Did they like get caught up and then think, raw, like, you know what? Maybe it's the wrong thing to do right now. Like, do you know what
I mean? Broke back Bellingham. Or you know what I mean?
Broke back Bellingham.
Wait.
Yo, whoa.
Real talk, Trudeau, that pick is scores, 100%, bro.
I feel like we're looking at this, we're then seeing, do you know what I mean? There's another image, this image here. Like, bro, like, it's looking.
Oh, no, this is what I'm saying.
It's like he's tiggling him. Do you know what I mean? It's all foreplay.
I mean, like,
no result, bro. And you're not getting any result. But listen, let's put it in there. He comes to Liverpool, yeah. He ends up doing what Naby Keita has done, what Henderson's done, what Chamberlain's done, what Harvey Elliott's done. Are you man gonna be happy with this?
Putting him in the same bracket as Ox. That's mad.
No. But what I'm saying is, if he just does what they've all done at their best, are people going to look at that and be like, "Rah, that's great." Like, I need more than that. I'm sorry.
I think you know what it is.
I need him to be the difference maker. You see, the same way we'd go and look at, like, oh, you know what? See the same way Verge or someone else has said, oh, you know what? If we had De Bruyne on our team, we would have won everything. You know, for 150 M's, that's what I need from him. I need him to be that difference maker. Yes, you still might win without him. But when you got him, it's almost, you know what, you're winning.
And I think that's the problem.
I don't want to see him. If you can't offer me that, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. I'm sorry.
And that's what I think our fan base is going to be.
Yeah. I feel like this fan base is so gassed on Bellingham that you believe that him coming in is, okay, cool. Once you've got him, Liverpool are forced. I'm like, I mean, he moves the bar like a little bit, but remember, this ain't signing Messi or a prime Ronaldo. Like, this is Bellingham at 19. Like, it's not even Mbappe. This ain't the Mbappe to PSG move. Do you get what I'm saying? This ain't that. This is just him just going to another club that is better than the previous club.
For me, do you know what he does in our team? Do you know what he does in our team? He gives us the same impact that Rice would do if we swapped Rice for Fabinho at the moment.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's the same type of impact we get in our midfield. Listen, I don't see him coming and revolutionizing what we're doing.
You know what? The word to what Jerry said, it's that signing that like our fans think he's going to be that sign takes us to the next level. Like in recent years, you know, Costa for Chelsea, like Van Persie for United, like Haaland for City. Our fans think he's going to be that. No. He will help us. He will make us a bit better, but not to that next level that you don't think we are. And I get the point. For the money we're paying, he has to come in and do that, but he's not. And G, you hit the nail on the head in the group chat. If we get Bellingham and other midfielders, which we know we won't, but if we get Bellingham and other midfielders, I'm cool with that because it's not just him by himself.
Exactly, I'm blessed with
the
it.
fact it will just be him.
Yeah, there's no way we can only sign him and still expect to kind of.
No, but if we pay that money, we will.
Listen, I'm sorry. You see any team. Listen, there's no way in hell, for where Liverpool want to go. That means we're spending like 400 million on free midfielders. Liverpool are never doing that.
This is the point, though, Jerry. This is why I'm saying we have to look at a Bellingham and say, yes. I ain't speaking for no one else, but I'm sure no one here is saying Bellingham's not shit. He's a good midfielder, of course, and he looks like he could become a very good midfielder. But he's not worth that P because we're not a team who only require him and that's it. If we were that team where everything else was already sorted and all you needed was just one more midfielder, then you go out and buy Bellingham or someone of that kind of ilk. I've got no problem with that. But this is a team, as Jerry just said, bro, like, what, you're going to spend, 400 million? So we need to get a Bellingham, and then you need to get a quality of like a Rice or, someone of this kind of bracket. Like, them man cost a mad amount of P. So where are we doing that?
There's no point going and getting a Bellingham for 150 million and you're shopping in 99p store to go and get the fixings to go and fix the shelf up, bruv. Do you know what I mean? You buy the TV for a bag, but then you get the fixings from do you know what I mean? Second-hand, used from Gumtree, being used. The TV's falling off their wall, but that's why they're selling the bracket. And then you're trying to hang that bracket up. Imagine having Bellingham and then you got what? Qatar and Ox supplying him, or what? Jones and Elliott. He's taking a mick. Imagine Jones and Elliott.
He's taking a mick.
So like, he took a mick.
Drop me out.
But it's mad. And look, we got here like Trudon saying, "Nah, look, Bellingham is cold. Don't compare him to that bum Qatar." When Qatar was signed, you weren't no bum. When people were gagging for Qatar, when people were on their knees. Listen, certain man were on their Bundesliga knees. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, saying, you know what, please, I need this, brother. This is a Gerrard reincarnation. And this is what we ended up with.
Big up, Ram. That's that guy, man. That's the guy.
But it's true, though. Man were calling him the Iniesta. I saw bare Twitter accounts. I'm not even going to hot you up right now because some of you I know are watching. But I saw bare of you mentioning about, this guy's like Naby Keita is like Iniesta.
I got more. He's more sturdy. He's got more.
Bro, it's to the point where it gassed me. I was like, because I never knew about it.
Who is this guy?
Okay, thank you. I was like, who is this guy? Like, say no more. All right, cool. Remember, this is when I was a young content creator. I didn't really know too much about certain people. Thought what they were saying was like almost God's law. Thank God.
You know what?
I've now got a brain for myself.
Just the attack. You know, I got sucked in. This is where I do. This is why I say compilations are
you're
the
watching,
biggest facade. Say that again.
No, I said you're watching. I see you. I can see you.
But this is why I say compilations are the biggest facade, because you know all of the above you just said, G, that was exactly me. And I'm seeing a compilation to go with. I'm seeing him weave in a few man, pop it off, score. I'm thinking, bro, this guy's the real deal.
Listen, it's the same people. And the thing is, it's the same people that were saying Rashford's gonna listen. When Rashford bins that penalty against PSG in the Champions League, I heard the deal's done. We know who's better out of Mbappe and Rashford.
It was crazy.
Trajectory's there. Mbappe's just that bit below him. Get out of it.
It was the picture as well, the rubbing head. It was the rubbing head picture as well. You know when he's acting little man in him.
It's all right, young bro. It's all right. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll take the relay baton from here. Do you know what I mean? I'll run the race. I'll be.
I remember Jerry, bro. I was seeing that as every man's thumbnail, every man's DP, bro. It was everyone's, bro.
The pick United kit, innit? The pick United kit.
I was seeing fans that weren't even United fans put it up. I was like, wait, what are you not doing here, bro?
Everyone fell for it. Everyone was like, you know what? Rashford is king, right? And now, look, we're here 4 years later.
Can I just chuck a spanner in the works, yeah? Bro, if Mbappe does back-to-back World Cup before the age 25, there is some uncomfortable competition. Because listen, Listen, actually, no, they're not going to, but there's just going to be some uncomfortable conversation.
He can't get young player. Listen, if he gets young player of the tournament, wins the World Cup, but gets player of the tournament as well, which is looking like he's on course to do if he gets to the end, and get top goal scorer, I'm not gonna lie. The whole GOAT conversation needs to be slashed up and started again. Started again. All our faves need to get in the.
Because let's be real, we love R9, but he would be finishing his career, bro.
R9, brother. He's gonna look at R9 in the mirror, my guy. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Bro.
Henry as well.
Back World Cups.
Henry. He's probably looking at
Henry. Giroud is looking at him as well, like saying, like, dude.
Yeah, Giroud's looking at Henry.
You know what? Let's be real. Let's be real. What's that film with the water boy? It's got my man in it, Tom Hanks in it. I know you man know the film.
What, Castaway?
And he runs on the pitch with the water carrier. I think it's Water Boy and Tom Hanks is in it.
I thought you meant.
Listen, someone in the comments knows.
I thought you meant the Wilson scene.
No, not that scene. If anyone in the comment knows, let me know. But Henry was that for France in '98, bro. He was the water carrier. You weren't contributing on. The reason why it will be epic that Mbappe does this if he does back to back because he's contributed to both tournaments, bro. He's been like the main guy. It'll be a. It's not like like R9 where the first one he didn't play a minute, but it will still be on his CV.
All
Brother,
I'm saying,
he's contributed.
All I'm saying, God forbid, yeah, for certain brothers, God forbid.
That's it. Sorry, Judo said it. The water boy of Adam Sandler. Sorry,
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Tom Hanks.
Sorry, not Tom
Hanks. Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Listen, God forbid, yeah. Listen, God forbid, and I said it before. If Mbappe goes and wins the Champions League after doing what he's just done, yeah. And if he wins the World Cup,
it will get long.
No, but it will get long. It's like, what's the point of discussing it now? Because at the end of the day, it's winning.
2 World Cups in the Champions League. Nah,
it's winning. Man. Because think about it, right? When you think about it, is that, brother, if I beat a team 1-0 3 times or 3-0 3 times, doesn't matter, innit? I still beat you 3 times, bro.
Yeah.
So whether man's getting 50 goals, I don't care about if you get 50 goals, but he ain't won anything. Look at Kane, bro. I don't care. Kane's not in the conversation for anything. You know what I mean?
Kane, you see, man, like Kane and Mbappe gonna be looking at that thinking, yeah, this story, yeah. There was bare chat about this guy, you know, but obviously that's for them, man, in the Premier League. I'm doing my thing, but he'll be in France, yeah, shitting on everyone in League 1 with a Champions League and 2 World Cups. Come on, bro.
But after that, the Ballon d'Or will be pending because they probably won the league as well. The Ballon d'Or will be there.
But this is what I'm saying is that now, then everyone's gonna be like, rah. You know what? He won it in League. So now what do we do? Because remember before, Farmers League. So remember, everyone goes to what usually happens, and you kind of see it. Everyone kind of goes to Spain to try and get that Ballon d'Or. Like, you don't usually stay in England because no one in England really wins it. So you kind of need to move to get that Ballon d'Or for whatever reason. So you'll go Real Madrid or Barcelona. Probably where Coutinho for, you know what, maybe I can sneak into the conversation if I move, because I'm not going to, you don't win it in England.
I mean, score a couple screamers and have the Modric, the Modric Ballon d'Or. That's him.
Yes, you think you can get in that kind of bracket. Look at Suarez. Suarez kind of left Liverpool, even though he was always going to leave. He knew, bro, I'm never going to win anything big here because it just doesn't happen. England ain't big like that. So as much as we like to think it is, it's not. You move. Sadio Mane. Look how all of a sudden Sadio Mane went from like finishing wherever behind Salah all these years. Man moved to Bayern Munich for a hot second. All of a sudden, his stock just looking a bit different now, like, because he's the shining light in like a Bayern team. So everyone knows that if you move, you'll be all right. But if you win it in France League, now it's real uncomfortable. Now people are looking at PSG saying, you know what, that project looking all right, Maybe we go PSG to go look at that project, and you know what I'm saying, before
let's use them as the blueprint.
But listen, but if he does that and gets the Ballon d'Or, winning it there, and we're talking about Farmers League, now it doesn't matter where. Listen, he could go and just stop playing football, bro. He could stop. He could stop.
Who World Cup
completed it. No, but you know what, Jerry, you'll still get them same idiot England fans that done the same thing they did with Messi.
He ain't done it in our league.
To the Prem.
He ain't done it in our league.
Yeah.
He ain't done it in our league.
No. You know what I'm saying. You need to come down to the Prem. You need to come down to the Prem. Do it in the Prem.
We ain't faced Stoke on a wet and windy night on a Tuesday.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't do it on a wet and windy night.
I ain't seen a player like Messi do it like George Best. I ain't seen a player like that. Alan Shearer, he got nothing on him. Get
You know
out.
what?
Can't
Yeah,
do it at
someone-
Wet Night at St Mary's.
I see,
Say something like that,
I
bro.
see someone put up something on Twitter, yeah, about I'm not gonna hurt the person, yeah, but they were talking about like older people talking about players from back in the day and how, like, you know how we look at like the World Cups and how players of back in the day probably would have got scrutinized a lot more now, obviously just because of how life is and social media is. But then I put it to the person, I was like, the reality is, you see how, Jerry, you just named George Best. Let me not even use George Best. Let me even use Pele or Maradona or something like that. Yeah, even though, so obviously they're regarded as like the best ever, like in that era and prime. Yeah, how many times did people even see these guys even kick ball like that though?
Thank you.
And once every 4 years, bro.
Once every 4 years,
Man didn't hand the pod and that. You know what I mean?
unless they were in their own country. So when Maradona was in Italy, because remember he was in Barcelona, he wasn't pulling up no trees. But when he was in Italy, he was supposedly, I'm not going to say he wasn't, because that's what
No,
people
but G, what? Come on, who was watching Italian football, bro? They're opening Daily Star and seeing the stats, bro. What reading the news? No one was watching what they were doing in Italy, man.
If you watch, man, on a listen, I'm not trying to. By the way, I don't want any of you old heads to get at me or anything like that. Yeah, but all I'm saying is, people get onto people like us, like of the new generation, who are always like, "Oh, you guys are getting onto." I'm like, yeah, because we see man every game. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Van Dijk 38 games of a season, so I can see when he's having a bad period. I can see when he's having a good period. But when we're talking about Pele's and the Maradona, you guys saw him once in a blue moon. If he's banging on that once in a blue moon, of course he was sick in your eyes. He was never shit. If you always saw him when he was good,
but G, you're right. But G, you're right, because imagine the only time you ever went and saw Mbappe was in the World Cup.
You'll be like, oh my god, this is the best. He'd be the goat. He'd be the goat. He'd be better than Messi.
Oh yeah, light years. Messi wouldn't even be in conversation. You'd be like, Messi, who's that?
As well. You know what this is all made me realize, and I have to give my boy Aj credit for this, right? Because he said this to me and I didn't deep it. Have you not realized this is why Mbappe, well, rumors, but I think they are true, but allegedly this is why he wanted Neymar the team, because you know, for PSG he plays in the middle with either Messi or Neymar inside him. Have you deeped it? The left actually his play. He can play anywhere across the front three, but the left is made for him, and this is why he wants to be in a team, because you're seeing it for France. You're getting him at his optimum level on the left. He doesn't really want to be that middle man.
The difference is though, you see, even if he played on the left, which he has done at times and played for the left, when he played on the left for PSG, and Neymar sometimes goes and plays in the 10. When they've played with a striker that isn't like a Giroud, he hasn't worked as well. Like with
Bacardi, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. They had Icardi. They had what's the other one? They had Cavani. Before that, they had Choupo-Moting. All these players that playing up front in it, just running around. Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah,
they're the dog runners, in it. They'll go and do the hard. They'll battle for the second ball. They'll flick it on for him. All that type, and of course, they'll make the right runs as well for him to go and find them. When he's the main man, or when they've got a striker that say, you know what, I need to be the guy like a Nunes. Do you think that would work with a Nunes if he played on the left? No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Nunes needs the ball. Nunes needs the ball all the time.
And he'll keep coming into the spaces where he wants. Yeah, you're right.
That's what it is. So that's what it is to me. But it's crazy, man.
You can tell though he's most comfortable on that left hand. You're right, Jay. He also needs a striker. Yeah, he also needs a striker, like you said, that is just going to occupy the middle and do what Giroud does. But you can tell if you ask him where's your favorite. If you look at his heat maps or his favorite position on the pitch, he will tell you. I think
off the left, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
when you're seeing this for France, I'm seeing him at his peak on the left. In the middle, he's still devastating. On the left, it's still because he's running you.
But it's more difficult because playing back to goal. That's why me and Ish were talking about like Giroud. Why I rate him so much is because playing back to goal is difficult. You know, playing back to goal. Knowing that where you are, you're bearing, setting the ball, making.
That's why I ended up becoming a winger.
Did you see that first touch?
What, the over the shoulder thing?
Bro, for Mbappe's goal.
No, G, we're gonna get into it. Let me just run through this. We're gonna get into that game because listen, we've been running about this game.
I was like, what? I was like, who took that touch? So I was like, Drew. I was like, okay, say no more.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look, we got Phil Banda saying, look. Man was saying Mendy was better than Alisson, you know. Man called him world class.
Please, relax for that one.
Crazy.
Relax.
What I will say about Liverpool's players is that we seem to be the yardstick for a lot of players, bro, which is very funny. Very, very funny.
Ravi saying, look, I'm not convinced Henderson is good enough for England at his age. Showed it
Well,
today.
you can't even.
He played well, man.
Man, have to start. Listen, can we? All right, and you guys know I'm Mr. Negative Nelly, but we have to start giving credit where credit is due for some of these.
Man, having a better World Cup than certain, do you know what I mean, regen midfielders. He
has more knockout World Cup goals than Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard.
We have to start rating this team and these players, bro. Like, just get over your hate for them for like 1 second and just watch it.
If you see man playing well, he played well today, man. He played well today.
Listen, every lineup that we're going to do for England, I do not want Henderson playing. But as long as he keeps performing, I can't say anything to that. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, right at the moment, and you know, like Mount, I like him, innit? But Mount or Hendo in that midfield?
I'm taking Hendo right now, bro.
Exactly.
Right now, bro.
Do you know what I mean? Marque saying, look, Morocco got something for Spain.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Could be.
Yeah, we'll see. Trudeau saying Gio, because he was VVD and Matip, because he has VVD and Matip ahead of him, who does Saliba have? Ben White, Gabriel. In regards to Konate. Trudeau saying F it, play Trent versus Mbappe. Oh my! It'll be the end of a career. It'll be end of a career.
Yeah,
I swear, the grayed out, Trent picture is
coming. I need
a caption from Ish talking about how world class this player was, and Besiktas question mark. Yeah, you know I mean,
I'll be real. I don't think Trent will recover. I'm just going to be so honest. I don't think he will recover.
No. Do what Trent will do. I swear to God, this is what Trent would do. He'd either be so far up that we look at it and be like, no, you know what? He weren't even there. That's what it is. He weren't even there. Or he'd be in midfield. He'd be in midfield and he'd be pointing at Hendo saying, Hendo, get out. I'm going to cover the middle. You know, like that.
You know what? Fuck it. Trent would just get sent off, bro. He would just think, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Like, I'm not even on this. Like, why am I even stressing myself?
Man will turn into Lee Cattermole and just go through it.
He'd rather Mbappe get injured than say, look,
if he turned into Lee Cattermole, I'd be like, you know what? He's showing me some defensive now.
Yeah, at least
I've seen him just do things like this. You know, like that when you're trying to sneak through the rave, but you're seeing the thing that you're like, I don't want to really touch you. I don't want to get done for it. Charge in it. Her man's right there. Let me just scoop.
Like, wait.
That's nuts.
Oh,
I can see them. That's
do you know what I mean? Ravi saying Trump will lock up Mbappe like Akon. God help England. Has anyone heard that? You know, I hate Akon, bro. Has anyone heard that sorry. First of all, his hair transplant, that toupee is dead, man. That toupee is dead. The second thing is that tune he just released after doing all those interviews. That's the banger that you dropped. Nah, get out of my
I ain't even heard it, bro.
I ain't even heard it.
On top of that, do you know what annoys me the most about him? Is the whole lie he spoke about. He spoke about Acoin City. The crypto city in Senegal. Where the hell is that, bro? Where Senegal?
Oh, wait, and he's saying he's going to make Africa great again and stuff. I think I saw that interview.
Dead. Just
man, one too light in that.
Taking advantage of Africa. Get out of it, man. I hate that, brother, man. And big up to Jide. Me and Jide were chatting about it. We hate that, brother. But passion. Trudeau saying, look, it's 50-50, but Mbappe is the X factor. Yeah, just saying what Ish was saying, innit? Saying what Ish was saying. Angel 1968 saying, look, Jerry, they are boring. This is England. The standards are low when your best manager in years has won nothing.
No.
They might be low, innit? But that's the best you can get, bro.
Exactly. Like, what do you want to do? The standards are low. So if the standards are so low, this is the best that they've had. You can't tell me no Sven, no Fabio Capello, Steve McLaren, Roy Hodgson, Glenn Hoddle. These men were all bums, bro. None of them were good. Stuart Pearce, I'm sure he's managed England. None of these men have done anything for England. Who was the guy who got semi-final with Gareth Southgate in that?
Glenn Hoddle.
No, it's Bobby Robson. Italian 90.
I thought it was Terry.
No. Bobby Robson got yeah. Italian 90.
Yeah.
Italian 90. There you go. Like, come on, bro. Like, Bobby. Right.
Michael Talks Football. Big up Michael Talks Football. Make sure you're heading over there and checking that out as well. Saying big up, guys. Mbappe is doing a LeBron 2016 and carrying this team back to glory. Look, is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying?
He might just, you know.
Listen, because if he does it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking around in that team, and yes, there were other components that played well. That midfield is dead, man. Like Rabiot's playing well, but it's not anything special.
As a combo, it don't really work. It's not the same as like when they had
Pogba, Matuidi, Kante, Pogba.
But it's working. But it's working. If that makes sense, it's working.
It is so far. But look, you know what? This is actually a great segue. It's actually a great segue. Yeah. Poland or France. I want to start this off.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the White Eagles, man. I thought we'd get battered. There's certain people in the afternoon show, the half an hour one, the quick roundup with me and Ish, we're saying, look, we're gonna get pasted. We're gonna get washed. We turned out today. Poland's best performance. What turned out? Pause for that. What do you mean?
Yes, man. Just continue.
Cool. But look, they turned up, man. Turned up. Lewandowski got way more involved than he did. Sometimes he was dropping a bit too, like not a bit too deep, but he was dropping proper deep. And look, man, it was crazy. But look, we know Ish has got a head out. Sorry, just looked at the time as well. Ish, let them know where they can find you before we chat about Poland. But big up for obviously coming on the earlier show as well and on today as well.
All good, bro. All good. Another good day of football as well, man. Another good day of football. But yeah, equaliser. You lot know where I am every day with the captions and that. But make sure you're supporting these guys' thing as well, man, because JJ's going to be bringing content tomorrow as well. You know, G's coming with the England review as well tomorrow at some point. So yeah, just make sure you lot are plugging in. Who's tomorrow? Is it Spain and Morocco tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that.
And who
Japan
else?
versus
I think
Korea.
that's the day after. It's
the day after.
come on, the Japanese and Croatia. Japanese going to do them, and then come on, it's the Samba voice. Like, the game
Ooh.
on. Bro, imagine if both Oriental teams go through. Imagine if Japan and South Korea. That would be massive for them, bro. Like this Monday will live.
I don't know, like Africa just takes another L again, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if that happens, I
hope Croatia get busted. I hope Japan. They just need to take confidence from the Spain and Germany game thing and just say these men are bums, but they might just park it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But Ish, appreciate it as
Big up,
always,
Ish.
man. Make sure you're heading over to the equalizer as well. That England caption's already loaded, people. You know what? Before we head out, I'm actually going to get up. I'm going to read a bit of it as well because I need you guys to head over there and follow. Because listen, you're talking about like the best. That you're talking about little articles. I know some of you guys might read the Metro in the morning. You might read the Sun. Do you know what I mean? Talking about the game. This is the place to be for the captions. I'm telling you, man.
When it comes to captions and writing, Ish is unrivaled. He's undisputed. Number one, man.
You're getting loads of followers now. Loads of accounts trying to copy. It's just not. It just doesn't hit the same.
Loads of accounts.
I mean, so. But look, I'm getting a lot of people, and look, people are talking. You know what? Jerry rubbish. France should have won 8-1. Trudon saying, "Nah, Poland got pammed." Now, Romz, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but chat to me.
I watched second half.
Oh, okay, because listen, I was expecting us to get 5-0, 6-0, like pasted. We've been poor. I was talking about Poland being the worst team in the tournament. We could easily when they were 2-0 up, it looked like Poland could still get back into it.
Yeah, and I was just about to say you had periods of the game, like obviously, let's say after they went 2-0 up, you still had a little bit of a period, but let's say prior to all of that, you had periods in the game, even when they went 1-0 up, where I was like, right, just show a bit more impetus, bro. Like, and again, a bit more luck as well in certain cases.
Luck could have dropped, all that type of stuff. Yeah,
like a little bit of luck. All of a sudden, Poland were not the same team that I watched. Like, I didn't look at that game and think, fuck's sake, Poland, like, this is so dead, bro. Like, I don't even want to watch it because you're just getting pied every 2 seconds. Like, this is actually, you guys were showing, yo, we've got a little bit something about you. Lewandowski, like, he didn't seem like he was so alone in that game. There were moments.
Everyone was higher. Like little things that we went and saw. Cash played better. Like we actually, like
Cash was getting. I was
Cash
trying to get
played
back
better is 'cause exactly. He was higher up the pitch. We actually went and gambled and said, you know what, Glick, you're gonna have. I know you're 36. I know you're dead. Like you were good 7 years ago when you were at Monaco. The skipper on Monaco. Do you know what I mean? And you were good then. We're gonna need you to defend 1-on-1 against Mbappe at times, you know. But we're just gonna have you do it. And it meant the team was further forward. Krychowiak, I think he's washed. I think he's dead. He had a decent game. He had a decent game in midfield. Do you know what I mean?
You know what is wrong? Let's be honest here. Mbappe's 2 goals, wonderful goals, and we're probably going to expand on it more. But let's be real, they were both against the run of play. Poland had the spell before both goals, and it was only in transition that he scored both of the goals. That's what I'm saying. Poland actually had a sustained amount of pressure on France, because I only saw the second half. And like you said, Jerry, remember you sent the stat. Poland were probably even better in the first half, but even I can see in the second half, someone who only watched the second half, that you can still see, boy, Poland could probably score at any time here, or they could pose a threat at any time. And I noticed Mbappe's 2 goals, as good as they were, world-class finishes, they were both against the run of play. It's not like France had a spell of 15 passes before the goal and then he worked up the field. It wasn't like that. Whereas that's what we've associated goals against Poland in this World Cup. Like teams will normally be popping them before they score. So no, credit to Poland, man. Credit to Poland.
Yeah, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like Poland, look, man for man against that France team. Do you know what I mean? They're better all over the park. You could argue, obviously, Lewandowski's an argument, but right now on form, Giroud's playing better. So in terms of form, every single one of them players are playing better. Every single one of them players, and maybe bar the keeper, because Szczesny, I think he's probably been maybe even keeper of the tournament. 2 penalty saves, making ridiculous saves as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you could argue he has been, but they done well. He stepped up. Players like that I was revering before the tournament, like Kivor at centre back. Like, he's looking proper cultured. Do you know what I mean? He's alongside Glick, but you're seeing the balls he's playing in behind. Do you know what I mean? The long range passing, the passes in between the lines. You're thinking, you know what? They've got a player there. Do you know what I mean? Like, Zielinski, you're seeing the better version of him in this game. Do you know what I mean? Him getting on the ball, could have got a goal. I mean, that was a very good save from Lloris, to be fair. Very good save, because right there in that position, you just wanted to hit the target. 9 times out of 10, it's going in. It's going in. Do you know what I mean? Like,
watching him in that game, watching him today, I was like, okay, yeah, like finally, like, you know what I'm saying? You got the socks rolled down and them thing there. Like, let me see, you know what I'm saying? Let me see you work now. And he was really, really trying to be the how can I put it? Like the conductor in that middle of the park. That's what I felt like he was, and that's what he was trying to do. It's like he took it upon himself to just, today I'm gonna be that guy. So I'm gonna get on the ball. I'm going to be the one who's going to try and find the pass. I'm going to be the one who's going to take that mantle and against the midfield of France anyway. And as Jerry said anyway about France's midfield, like, they weren't really like popping, and they're not really that good. Like, come on, bro, like Rabiot, Chouameni, and whoever else was even, I don't even know whoever else was in there. I wasn't really feeding that midfield, to be honest with you. And I felt like, again, Poland could have nicked themselves a goal, like before obviously Lewandowski scored his penalty. Different game if he does, bro. That's all I'm going to say. It's a different game.
And especially, look, if Zielinski scores that goal, if Glick goes and scores the header, if, do you know what I mean, the ball drops a bit, you know, in Lloris set piece, he drops the ball and then it's fumbling about. That goes in, completely different game, because this game, Poland were like, you know what? There wasn't that fear of, but we've got the next game coming. It was like, this is the game we've got, so we might as well just play our game, innit? Play our game, and then if we get popped, we get popped. It doesn't matter at this point, because you're knocked out anyway. And we actually saw the better version of Poland, and hopefully that's the way Poland obviously move. But look, people talking about Poland were poor and stuff. That this ignore the if anyone's posed, they can obviously read that message in it. But this got sent to me, and that this was what 41st minute of the game.
7 shots, 2 on target.
Look at the passes.
Yeah.
Look at the passes.
Yeah. Not
it's
so far
similar.
off.
And it's not like Poland didn't have shots. Just a couple of the shots were off target. Do you know what I mean? Like, shots were off target. And of course, we're talking about a team. We're expecting this team to go and smash us. And they didn't. And I think going out like that to a loss is like, you know what, cool. Especially considering the performance of Kylian Mbappe with the 2 goals. Now, at one point, it was looking like he was going to have a hard time, you know, because, Poland were riding their luck. but like Glick one-on-one with Mbappe run at him, wins the challenge. Do you know what I mean? Like, doesn't get past Cash a couple times. Do you know what I mean? Wins the challenge, but then you saw once Mbappe went and done the fake shot thing and Cash dived in and started causing havoc, you knew the luck's wearing off. And then obviously, G, chat to me about that finish, man. Chat to me about that finish.
Which one? We talk about the second one, yeah?
No, start with all of them. Chat to me about the finishes. So we got the Giroud goal first, obviously.
So, boy, you see, first one, Mbappe.
You know what? We need to get up. We need to get up.
I'll send it now.
Yeah, you need to get it up. Like that second goal, like they were trying to talk about it in the commentary, and I started busting up because I was like, you know, when you try to be over technical about something, like because you want to sound smart, you want to sound like, yeah. So the way that he was, you know, the way he put it onto he took a step to his right and then he took the shot to his left. This, that, and the third, and you know, Pochettino talking about after training him, he trained a lot. And I was just sitting there thinking, brother, you see that kind of goal? That goal was just pure. I'm better than you. I'm going to shoot in
score.
Of the box. So that is what happened. Like there was no technical about it. If any other keeper, if that was like an Alisson, he saves it. Like it's just one of those ones. Like because of how high it was, Szczesny got down mad low for some weird reason to then try and save it, which I didn't really understand at that time. I was like, all right, fair enough, cool. If that's the way that you wanted to go.
What is G? With a player of his quality, you just don't know where he's gonna put it. So
but the thing is, you say that if you watch Mbappe enough, he does that shot bare times.
Yeah.
I've seen him do that shot so many times.
That shot is so unorthodox. Like it's so unorthodox. Like,
in what sense?
Rifle it just,
In what sense?
Wait, G, he scored a goal like that in the final.
You're talking about the near post shot?
Yeah.
That's so unorthodox because when he's in that position, every shot
looks like he's opening up.
Unless he done the fake shot, came inside and then went near post like with his left foot, every shot was going far corner. Every shot.
That's what I'm thinking. But Jerry, do you know why G's actually spot on? If you've watched him now, he's done that finish so many times. Even in the final, right? I watched replays against the final against Croatia. He will act. This is why he's, you know, like the greatest players know how to confuse keepers. It's almost like he doesn't give the keeper the eyes, but it's almost like, you know, before a penalty, they say, or before you shoot, it's like give the keeper the eyes and then confuse them. And Mbappe scored a goal like that against Croatia in the 2018 World Cup final where his body language is set up like he's gonna open up and go for the far corner, but Jerry, he just lashes it near post.
I know, but the thing is, it was a ridiculous.
But I know what you mean, though.
But what I'm saying is, you know, in the game, this is the problem. Yeah, this is the problem even with like Cash. The reason why Cash dived in for that shot, you know, when he's got the ball, he's gone left, he's cut back right. Cash had to go and dive for that because 3 times before that he's whipped it. One of them, Glick, it came off Glick's thing and went round the corner. The other one went just wide. Do you know what I mean? And you're thinking, he's going to whip it again. Then he cuts in inside. The problem is you can't deal with that. And as a keeper, like, the goal before that, he rifled in top corner.
That and this is why I was like, it was one of those kind of finishes where he just, obviously, it's him taking the shot, so he knows exactly where that shot is going to go, inevitably. But it was one of them shots where I was just like, yeah, he just knew exactly what he was going to do. He was never going that side. He used Glick as if, like, you know, usually you'll use that defender to put the ball around him.
To cover him. The keeper can't see it.
The keeper can't see it. So fair enough in that kind of sense. But it was like, as soon as he took the shot, I was like, I just had an inkling. When he went near post, I was like, I knew you was going near post. You just didn't look like someone who was going to go to that side. Like, your body wasn't open enough.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
That kind of side. But Szczesny, obviously, he might not be able to see. There's 2 defenders in front of him. Plus, obviously,
it hit so hard, though, man.
It hit so hard, exactly. It was.
I think there's only a select, like you alluded to earlier, G. I think there's only a select amount of keepers that are good enough to say. I think a Neuer or Alisson saved that. But I don't even know
if they saved that, you know, because, you know, I've seen Alisson even get caught out, and you see it all the time when the keeper does that and they reverse the shot along the ground. The keeper goes like this. The keeper goes like that, then it peel rolls in. You know, it's like great finish. That shot there, I've seen Coutinho do that one where it's not the same, but you know when he's wrapped it so much, it's just, bruv, there's nothing you can do. But this one, he zinged off his foot.
Yeah.
And I think someone like Mbappe, like even I know just to bang on about him again. Like I rate Cash because at the end of the day, Mbappe is like, if not one of the quickest players out there.
I
And
want
you know, but
Cash out last.
so, Cash isn't slow. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's not a slow brother at all. Like he's very, very quick for a right back himself. And I felt like the battle that they were having, I felt like it was a good battle. Like Cash will definitely walk away from that and think to himself, right, like, yeah, he got the best of me in as an overall kind of thing. But you know what I mean? I can hold my own against these kind of guys. Like, you know, you go back to your club and start telling man, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what? Villa. Hey, who wants me now? You know, like you start moving.
There'll be that one, Jerry, you will know, there'll be that one dickhead in the change room, like, but you still can see the 2-2.
He's got to rush him. He's got to rush him, brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to, but like I said, there was those moments in the game where I just felt, even though Mbappe was Mbappe, what I liked from Cash was, as Jerry alluded to before, he wasn't scared of still going forward. Remember, most man, you'll be I don't care who you are. If you got Mbappe who's that quick going,
and you're leaving that space in behind, you know you're gonna. If he runs down that channel, you're getting grilled, bro.
And there was a moment actually where I see Mbappe duck, and then I see Cash catch him, and I was like, okay, it looked like Mbappe was gonna get the ball for 1 second. I think he even did touch it. Cash kind of just came back in. He retrieved the ball, and then it obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying is that he was on it. Like he was on it. He was on it today. And this is what I like. And there was even a bit where I went and saw, and it's the same situation. Cash is up. We lose the ball. The ball goes into Mbappe, and he turns around, and I'm looking at him like, oh my God, it's Glick.
Yeah.
It's Glick. I was like, a man's running at him, and Glick just does this thing. He backs off, and then just charges at him and wins the ball. And I was like, right, you know what? These
sometimes even just the sheer fact of like the what's the word I'm looking for, like the unexpected from certain people. Sometimes I feel like it could just catch someone off guard. Like, and I thought Glick was even on during the game was, if I can be a bit, because he's a smart defender, you know what I mean? He's not a shit defender. He's a smart guy.
He's never been blessed with pace, so he has to be smart.
Exactly. And players who are not blessed with pace, as we saw with like your John Terrys and that, like they have to think in a different kind of way. So when they are defending, I felt like he always knew. Like there was never a point in the game where I thought, oh my days, yeah, Mbappe's just absolutely just ghosted Glick, or you know what I mean?
Like a Carragher on him, like a Carragher and Thierry Henry on him, where he's doing step overs. Tapping it, and man, just
Exactly. Remember when he made Hencher and Carragher just do bumper cars?
Say that again.
He made Hencher and Carragher just do bumper cars, bro.
Bro, I've seen Henry do the mazza to certain defenders, and I'm just like, brother, like
the one that was a violation. The one that was a violation about Thierry Henry. Remember the one he did against Real Madrid when he ran it to the corner.
He
just kicked it around.
So he tapped it, and then he went to them, man, and just put his foot on the ball and went.
Yeah.
But he didn't. There was none of this. There was none of this. When the guy pressured him, there was none of like, oh my God, like he's putting pressure on me. Man just stood there like this, and then man kicked it out and just walked off like chewing gum. I was like, yeah, this brother, he's got the arrogance, and that's what Mbappe's got at the moment, man. He's got that arrogance when he plays. Look, and the question I'm posing to everyone in the comments and you two as well. Is Mbappe the best in the world? Has that mantle fully been passed over from is this the passing over of the mantle? Is this the torch being handed over? Like, you know, Mbappe, here you go. You're that guy now, and you're going to carry us for the next 2, 3, 4 years as the best player in the world.
Right now, I would say it's actually between him and Messi. I feel like Messi's performed very well this season, and we can't. I know the World Cup is obviously might skew it in Mbappe's favor, and I would say Mbappe might just be a little bit ahead. But if we're talking about this year in 2022, it's Messi and Mbappe. There's not been any two better than those two. Like, what have they been doing this in the 2022? It's been done, man. I don't see anyone being better. Even in Benzema, I think he's kind of stunk for time.
Gee, that conversation is uncomfortable because people see a UCL run that he scored in every round, and it was a wicked run. Take nothing away from it.
Didn't score in the final.
Recency bias is very real in this day and age. Like, I've been guilty of it. I'm sure you two may have been guilty of it. I'm definitely guilty of it on many occasions. But when people start chucking Mbappe, Benzema into things that world-class baller, but be careful of this this stuff. But yeah, back to your question, Jerry. I'm with G. It's them two, but if I had to go right now,
you got to pick one brother. One
Mbappe,
brother. Now,
I'll say
like,
Mbappe.
it's either Messi takes us in for the next year as the best player in the world, or it's Mbappe. Is this the handing over of the torch? At the end of this season, are we sitting there thinking, no, Mbappe is the best player in the world? Like, unanimous things.
Unanimous. Mbappe. For me, it's Mbappe now. Messi, love you, but it's Mbappe now still.
Yeah. It's
I'm still gonna give it to Messi.
Okay.
Because I feel like only thing, whoever wins the World Cup, I'll give it to them. Let's wait, because they're both performing the exact same in League R, so I can't give one more.
But they can only meet in the final, innit? Yeah.
Is it? Oh well, then there you go. Like that will be, if France are to win that final, that will be the official handing of the torch of like, yo, you are now the king. Like, yeah, I'm trying to say. Although Mbappe might be looking at Messi saying, "What you saying, my brother? We say no World Cup." All right, cool. Say no more. Say no more, bro.
Yeah, it's true. But look, Gio saying, look, Mbappe has been the best since 21. Saying, look, Mbappe is clear of Messi.
You need to
change the use of word of clear.
Clear, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're moving.
Can maybe say edges or just, but not clear. Clear means like, that's what clear means.
We know saying, what about Salah? A lot of people crowned him king after 2 goals. Wow.
I'm not even getting this conversation. I've been hurting Liverpool fans' hearts for a while now with the Salah thing. Listen, he's an amazing player, but there's just certain players you just don't compare him to. That is all I'm going to say. I don't even want to make this.
Let's put it this way, yeah. Salah has been doing the maddest for time, and the highest this guy's ever got a Ballon d'Or is wherever. Just, bro, he's just not that guy. Just leave him. I'm
going to say with this Salah thing, yeah. Yes, he's been amazing since coming to us, but the difference between the players that Liverpool fans want to compare him with, they were already household names at 19, 20, 21. I know Salah was at the Basels and the Romas and Fiorentinas and that, but the game ain't based on sympathy. You were still at those clubs. If you were that good, you would have been spoken about at age 20 and 21. I know players can get better through their careers, but the Salah stuff, it's kind of annoying. Great player for us.
What's even more fucked as well? Romz actually makes such a good point, I didn't even clock at him. That's why people like Kevin De Bruyne don't even get the Ballon d'Or shouts that you think they would get, even though some people would say, yo, he's the top midfielder or top 2, 3, but he doesn't get no Modric shout. He don't get no Toni Kroos shout. He don't get no, even Pedri and Gavi, I feel like are getting higher shouts than this guy. And then they just came yesterday. Like,
what?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're I don't know what it is. I just think it's just the Premier League. Maybe it's just the biasness of the Ballon d'Or. I don't really know. But Kevin De Bruyne has been here for time. Donny's not looking like he's winning that Ballon d'Or anytime soon.
I don't think he's even had a top. I don't think he's even finished ever within the top 5.
He's the top 5.
Not top 3.
He's top 5. He has never been top 3. He's top 5.
He's been top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he's never been top 3 though. Yeah, but look.
Don't you think that's mad though? Like, for a guy. And this is what I'm saying in terms of like these shouts.
Even we've had 2 players over De Bruyne. Look how dominant they've been. We've had what? Defo Van Dijk. I think Mane was finished within top 3 1 year. Or am I bugging? Maybe it might be
second this year, so I don't know if you want to count it as our year. I don't know.
Wait, Mane was second this year, innit? But come on, it was off the back of he hadn't done anything with Bayern yet, so I'm going to shamelessly claim that. So we've
boy, if I was Bayern, I'll be shamelessly claiming that too, boy.
So in all this dominance, even we've had 2 players ahead of, let alone KDB, any of City's players. But again, like we all know the Ballon d'Or's a bit biased. It's a French company, you know what I mean? Like, them things do play a part into it. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly, man. But look, we put the poll out at the beginning of the show. Saying, look, is Mbappe now the best player on the planet? It's a resounding 92%. 92% are saying he is. It's looking, like I say, it's looking crazy. We're seeing it right now. We're actually going to see the new generation. Mbappe's that guy for them.
Yeah.
My little brother sending me videos of Mbappe saying, "Oh, look what he did here. Show me his time in Monaco." I'm like, "Raw." You know, like
he's that. Jerry, do you know what's so mad? You saying
that? He's 8, so I'm thinking, raw, like he's actually their guy.
Jerry, do you know what's so mad? You saying that? Someone said to me the other day, this new generation aren't even going to appreciate Messi like that because they weren't allowed to see him. They're just like, Mbappe's my guy. We're going to try and look at Messi though. Messi did this. They're like, but Mbappe's doing this. So it's actually mad you just said that. Your little brother sending videos. Because someone said that to me a couple of days ago. I can't remember who, but it's mad. And this is why you've got to be very careful when you're comparing the GOATs in different eras because it's what you've seen. G was alluding to it earlier. It's actually what you've seen. Even R9, I'm going to be honest with you two. I remember R9 from Real Madrid and AC Milan when he was declining. I don't remember him at the PSG.
Even AC Milan. I mean, Real Madrid. You probably don't remember him like that when he was back when he like Zealand times. Zealand times with the collarless shirt and that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't really remember.
But even Real Madrid, man, look at him at Real Madrid. I'm like, yeah, I'm talking Real Madrid.
Barca.
Like that Real Madrid, like, and I'm talking black kit away to Manchester United bagging hat tricks. Real Madrid, not the Real Madrid where man was chilling with Owen and them, and like that wasn't the Ronaldo that was popping.
That was like the completed Galacticos. We're talking about the building of them.
The building where they didn't even have all of these man. Like at the beginning when it was just like Ronaldo and a couple other man that, and even I think it was only really just Ronaldo that they were really kind of popping with, bro. Like that R9 was different gravy. But if we're talking about later, as Jerry said, what AC Milan, all the bro, he was fucking dead. Like not even dead. He was just. You just wouldn't rate him. Let's be just. I had Adriano higher than him.
Whereas AC Milan's washed. That's like saying. That's like saying Ronaldinho when Henry, when Yaya Toure were there, when everyone was there. It's like saying that's when you saw Ronaldinho. Like, I ain't seen the real Ronaldinho, bro. If that Ronaldinho was washed, that's the Ronaldinho that I like. I remember we were going to the new camp to go and see and watching them training that, and man was just doing laps around the pitch. Like, it's just one of those ones where you're just like, brother, like this, like you're not the real guy. You're not the guy that we went and saw when he first came. You know, like his first 2 seasons.
You're speaking about the era from about 2002 to that 2005. Them 3 to 4 years where he was that peak.
Yeah, but even then, the last season he was at Barcelona, he weren't great. Like the last 18 months, he weren't great. Like he was just a name. You knew he could turn it on. Like he could turn it on, but he weren't great. He was going out and partying and stuff. And then when he went to AC Milan, like that was just. That's over, bro. Like he was over.
Him, Ronaldo, Beckham, it was come like a retirement home, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But look, was trying to like, do something over there.
You had Kaka looking at them, man, like, come on, pattern up, man. Like, I thought you're coming in to help me.
Yeah.
I was looking up to you, man. Old school, like, what's going on? Like, you must just be showing me what's
crazy. It's crazy. But look, we're gonna read through some of the comments and obviously then get into our players of the day, teams of the day, and do you know what I mean? Bozos of the day as well. But I think before we finish up the segment, I think we got to just play, do you know what I mean, a little clip from the GOAT, Danny Sturridge, isn't it? Danny Sturridge.
Why I'd say Kili. Mbappe, oh.
The worst ones, have you seen the one now when he's got the glasses on, he's got the little dangling earrings and he's like Kili.
He made an actual song, bro. It's about like 30 seconds. Bro, 30 seconds, look.
Yeah, look, exactly. Look,
Kili.
Yeah, he goes Kili. Wow.
I didn't know he made a proper song. Like, I thought that was just like, you know what I mean? Hey, Sturridge, man, you need to do something else.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I think you were speaking.
Yeah. Someone broke into the script. Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, I know it's a bit mad to say, innit, but unless it was like a hostage thing with his kids and that, if they just broke in, but they're all in Qatar and that.
Nah, you see my thing, and I don't want to. Obviously, we all got mutuals and that. So Sterling, I don't want to sound like I'm being disrespectful and that, but brother, I beg you lot, football players, pattern up your security though, because the way that you lot are moving, too many of you football players are getting broken into. Like, and the problem is, the problem is,
you're saying the locations are being revealed a bit too frivolously.
A bit too frivolously, and that, like, man, are just trusting too many.
I tried to hold it in when he first said, football. Listen, I know you got me to that, but I
bro. But the thing is, it's bugging me though, because I'm just sitting there and I'm listening.
Because
to
happening too often.
Too often, bro. Like, this ain't no coincidence, my guy. Like, this ain't no like, oh yeah. Like, that's like me saying only Jerry, Romz, Ish, Saint, for example, they're the only ones who know where my crib is. We all chill at my house 5 times a week. I go away. These men are still in England. My house gets broken into. Brother, like, the only people gonna know are you, man.
Man saying the right hand man that was at his birthday, and that is the one that's the one that was drinking the DP, and Sterling said, give me the bottle, man. I ain't even had a drink yet. Man took that to heart. Like, you know what? You didn't let me hold that DP bottle. Say nothing, innit? Say nothing.
The thing is, it's like people are telling me, like, obviously, Sui, I see it's hard to get armed security in England. I didn't say it was easy, though. Like, go and get whatever you need to get.
But you see the armed security thing, do you know, shall I tell you why it's a lie? Not naming any names, I know someone that lives opposite Sir Alex Ferguson's house, where Ronaldo lives, is, what's the area called? You know, let me not even say the area, innit? Because it would be a bit mad.
Game of the sea.
It's near there, but it's not.
You know where I'm on about, though, innit?
Yeah, I know what you're on about. But we're talking about in up Manchester side, like them sides there. People that know. Brother, like, them man all have armed dogs. They've got dogs in the property. They've got ridiculous alarm systems. Everything's automated. So to go and break in, like I said, is very, very difficult. And knowing that you're going away is a bit mad. The only, like I said, caveat I have to that is, if everyone's in the yard, so if the missus and everyone's in the yard, then the security is not going to be up the way it would be if no one was there.
Brother, if I had this level of peace,
reason why I'm
I
saying
need you man watching me while I go fart, while I go shower.
I hear what you're saying. The security will still be up because that's how it would be, right? But what I'm saying is, when you're in the yard,
not as alert,
you're not going to be as alert. So to target someone when someone's in the yard, you know, shit could hit the fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen it a couple of times. This brother goes, he licks a shot. This person's down now. Now it's an M charge. Do you know what I mean? Like, it gets a bit mad. But so they always try to do it when no one's about. Like, a lot of the times when these players get robbed, they get robbed. Like, remember when Reece James? It happened with Reece James, but he was out in training and they robbed his Champions League medal and all of that type of stuff. Like, it happened in London, right? That's what happened. But if your missus in the yard, then I'm saying I understand why you're going home now, because she's probably obviously proper stressed out. Like,
no, of course, no. Him going home is super.
I'm not gonna lie. If someone's robbed your house,
wait, has it been confirmed he's going home? Because I remember they asked Southgate, I think before, and he was like, "Oh, I've got other people to speak to him, and he can make that decision." So, do you know if it's been confirmed yet?
Yeah,
I reckon he's going home.
I don't know, but what I would say though is that I'm not gonna lie, man. People get robbed every day, innit?
I'm thinking of one bar in my head.
No, but what I mean by that is if his missus, obviously it's a bit mad to say, but if his missus is obviously like being there when it happened, like, then I get it. Like, you're going home because your kids, your missus there, I understand. But if no one was at the yard, bro, it's one of them things that I swear you got people to sort that out. Like, you know that number, but you know what I mean? Like, you got people to sort out. You're in the World Cup, bro. Like, you know, G. But listen. You see, imagine you're on holiday, yeah? Imagine you're on holiday. You're in like Dubai somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then you got called from your neighbor saying, "All right, has someone broke into your house?" You know, like the police are all there and that. Unless you got something hidden there that you're like, "Right, I need to make sure this is that." Do you know what I mean? Here, it's done, innit? What can you do, bro?
This is why I say
you gotta go back there with a Keepin and C-fan and put your fist like this. Like, I'm coming.
No, but even then, the bread is gone, bro. It's been robbed. It's not the robberies happening. It's not like you're at home and the Ringo thing's ringing off on your phone saying, "Hey, there's a breader detected in the yard," and you're flying down. You know
there he is. Buddy said that. Only you not hear the doorbell and that. That's what you're hearing.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know when you get an emotion detector and it's like, "Oh, raw, someone's walked past outside the yard." It's like, "All right, cool. I'm alert." If it's been robbed, it's over, innit? Like, what can I do?
Like, you know what it is? Man, I don't hear of, like, I see, obviously, Gio is saying if that's Messi, Ronaldo. Man, I don't hear Messi or Ronaldo getting robbed, bro. So how come security is on some mad, like, Drake level security, but these men are on some, I just left the hood, like, security. I don't really understand.
The difference that these men do, instead of paying for the security, they're like, you know, I want to buy the bus down instead. Bro, you know, like, bro, they're sitting around thinking, hey, the security's 20 bags for the year.
Bro, but also even things like where you live, and obviously, look, again, we haven't got your piece, so I'm just looking at it from a perspective of someone who knows people who have that type of money and the places that they live, and understanding also how people like myself would think looking at someone like that. And the way I look at it is, bro, people are hungry, bro. Like, people are genuinely hungry out here. So if you're not going to be able to guard yourself in such a way whereby even if you do leave the country and you've gone away for God knows how long, then do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, how can I be living here and no one's robbed me? Cool, I haven't got nothing, I guess, worthy, but also things are patterned in a way whereby for that to even happen, it would take quite a lot of things to fall into domino effects, like for that to even, get there. So it is a bit mad. And look, like I say, I hope nothing's happened to his family, of course, because that's all dead. That's all dead. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff. But if no one was there and it's just a case of someone just robbed your house, brother, pattern your security, bro. Like, big man saying, man, I'm not gonna feel sympathy for you.
That's what I'm saying. Pattern the security on top
It's
of
like,
that.
sorry to cut you. I should
say it, bro. Say it on your chest.
Talk your chest,
you don't
bro.
remember? A big up everyone inside that is gonna remember this mission. Do you not remember? Was it? I think it's Michael. Remember GTA 5 when Franklin has to go into Michael's house and rob something? You've got to go through the side of the You have to be quiet. You have to put the stealth thing on. I think you click R3 and you're slowly going to the yard, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, you see that whole situation, yeah. This is where there's a difference in mentality with certain men, because you see Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, he had the madness with his daughter and that. Wasn't it the day after he was going and kicking ball?
Yeah.
Remember, she passed away, innit?
Oh yes.
Yeah, and he went and kicked ball straight away. We had R9, and if anyone's watched the documentary on R9, yeah, R9 went and had a fit. The man went and had a fit in bed, like they thought, it's over. Like, bruv, you see Roberto Carlos, the tears in his eyes when he's talking about it, thinking, bruv, I didn't even know what to do, bruv. You were just all in the.
Yeah. That was mad. When I watched, I was like, right, man went through all of this and no one knew. So no one outside knew about this.
And man went and said, no, I have to exactly. And man went and said, I have to go and play. There's I'm not saying he's required to do that. That's why I'm not slandering from it. But what I'm saying is, when we're talking about the sports perspective, there's a difference in the level of mentality in it. Like, there's a difference where these men are like, you know what? There's no matter what, I'm doing this thing. Do you know what I mean? We've seen, like, great example. You had David Hay. Remember when he went and broke his finger and then tried to break the broken finger or the broken pinky when he went and fought in a fight? Mayweather broke his wrist, innit, and carried on fighting, and no one knew, innit? No one knew that.
Even the most recent example, because you're speaking about mentality, forget the caliber of players and his status. Nico Williams losing his nan, hearing about it the same day and playing in the evening. That it just depends on your mentality.
The fact my mom was like proper crying and like there's a certain level, and I'm like, cool, you know what? You're showing the mentality. There's a reason why you're the way you're there, and that's why I'm saying this. Look, that stuff happens all the time, like getting robbed, because unfortunately you're going to get targeted in it, especially when you're high profile like these players. Geez, right. Firstly, have your security up. Second of all, if there's no one in the house and no one's been there, unfortunately, that's the L to take, in it. You ain't done the right precautions. Unless there's been a madness, like they've gone and bombed this, and which they probably haven't, in it. They ain't like blown through the gates and everything like that. They probably just someone opened the door for them, in it. Said, yeah, come through.
Do we know if there was family in there? Or
to be fair, no.
That's the first thing.
That's why I'm only speaking out there. Like, if there's family in there, then obviously my point.
That just killed me. When you were like, if there was family members in there, obviously they're not going to be as alert, but it just reminded me of that GTA, because that took me time to complete that certain mission.
Yeah, you've done it over and over again, innit?
Yeah, that it just stuck with me, bro.
Yeah, I hear that, man. But let's just run through some of the comments before we get into it. Gio saying, look, these ballers need to get vicious dogs. Listen, the dog training, man, my boy's dog is ridiculous. Like, the dogs are ridiculous. No. Like, when I mean ridiculous, most well trained, like, As in, I can't go like, and there's like, he's got little sisters. If I went and let's say he goes and tries to play with the little sisters and make them laugh and stuff, he has to be careful because they're trained like superbly to just attack in it. If they go and sense any danger, like, do you know what I mean? Because he don't live with them. So when he goes over there, he's not part of their pack. So it's a different like.
Yeah, I can't lie. I know he's visiting family, but I just wouldn't go. I don't want to risk myself just getting found.
No. But do you know what it is though? They're so well trained, and like if you're a dog person, you're a dog like that. They're so well trained, but you know what you're doing in it. Like you know if you like made her cry and that, they'll go on alert, and at the same time the dad of there obviously he's got them on smash because he's the one that's in control of everything. So if he was to go and be like stop, they stop straight away. Like he can whisper it. He can whisper it in it. Like they're so like the most well-trained dogs I've ever seen in my life, innit? I've ever seen in my life. But Ravi saying Romz seen a lot of goats at Arsenal. You know them ones. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Jamrock, big up Jamrock. Hope you're doing well. Let us know, Jamrock. Are you still not watching the World Cup? Because I'm seeing the comments and like you're talking like you're oblivious, bro. Like we're talking about cricket. Like it's moving mad. Like. I know Jamrock said he's not watching, but has he actually not watched? But big up for tuning in, saying, "Look,
wait, do you know his reason? Big up Jamrock. Did he have a reason why he's not watching?
The whole Qatar situation. He said
fair enough.
So, but this is what I'm saying. You know when I said about would you die for this stuff?
Big up Jamrock because he actually riding for
he's riding for it. Innit? I can't.
I'm saying these men that are just complaining about monetizing and still gonna watch it behind. Big up yourself, Jamrock.
Man are complaining about it and then doing a watch along, bro. You know like that? Man, I'm complaining about it and then saying, yeah, but follow me, I'm doing the watch along, bro. Right. Every watch along, crazy. I think Ferdinand from PSV through to first few seasons at Real Madrid was awesome. Yeah, very, very true. Let's go through some of the ones that are starred as well. Gio saying Poland needed number 10 with quality. Yeah, they do. Would they get that? I don't know. Polish football ain't doing well at the moment. Gio the best saying, to be honest, I don't see it with Bellingham. I see him as a Naby 2.0. Remember when Naby was a big young talent at one point in that German league as well? Yeah, it's true. Angel 968 saying, Jerry, what's your Polish connection? Do you have Polish family? Yeah, I'm half Polish. My mum's Polish. Went to school there.
Well, you thought man was just out here just supporting Poland for the sake of it?
For banner. You know what? People in the comments thought I was Moroccan. People thought I'm Tunisian because I'm back in them. Do you know what I mean? So right now, everything's fair game, innit? Everything's fair game. But this is what I'm talking about. Jamrock saying Mbappe, England showing out. Who did they play next? That's what I'm saying. Like saying, who playing right back for England? I keep hearing Trent's name mentioned. Man's really in the lurk, you know, in the darkness of this thing. Crazy. England could win the midfield battle against France.
Maybe.
Romz was saying that. Yeah. Ravi saying, look, France midfield has a few holes. I think England have just about enough to get through it. We'll have to wait and see. Pyrex saying, Harry Kane is world class. What are you guys on about? His goal scoring record is out of this world. He's doing it in the Prem and for Tottenham.
Hey, what's this? We always give him his flowers. I think he's the best 9 in the world. So
I'm saying he won't be able. He will never be in a conversation. I said if Mbappe wins Ballon d'Or, he won't ever be in the conversation with an Mbappe because it doesn't matter whether you score the amount of goals.
You need accolades, bro.
He's not winning anything.
That contributes to a lot of these discussions.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mbappe. Yeah, Kane's not really one of them. Sorry, I ain't really putting Kane into any conversation for anything, bro. Win something, my guy, then we can have a conversation.
Exactly. Jamrock saying, Jerry, the Italian league was the best league to watch in the 90s. Yes, it was the best league in the 90s. People weren't watching it. It was very difficult to watch the Italian league in the 90s, bro. Most people didn't even have cable. Do you know what I mean? Go back 80s. What about then? It was difficult to watch ball. The further you go back, now football's easily accessible. Do you know what I mean? We got YouTube, you got BT Sport. Back in the day, you didn't have that. That's why when Revista de Liga first popped up on Sky Sports in the UK, everyone was gassed. Everyone was gassed because you couldn't watch Spanish football before like that. Do you know what I mean? You just heard about these brothers. That enabled us to go and watch them week in, week out. So we know saying people have been calling Mbappe a stat paddler until they can now see him on the world stage. Facts. Philip Bidwell, big up to yourself, saying Pele is the best in my era. Yeah, so do you know what I mean? Certain
He
people,
said it's any.
Pele do it like.
Just before we continue, I was just looking as you was talking. Yeah, I thought, oh no, let me take a little quick look. Yeah, bro. In the 90s, there was only 2 winners of the Champions League from Italy, bro. So it's not even like they were out here dominating Europe. So this is what I'm talking about: is when you watch man doing something every now and again, it looks 2 winners out of 10 years in a whole decade. So that means it's 8 other years. That's not good enough, bro. Like, I'm not trying to say.
You know what it is? It was the Channel 5 hype when it first came. Similar to what Jerry just said about revisiting.
Romz did run it more times. Like.
Early noughties when it came revisit La Liga come to Sky Sports. I can't remember that. My dad always tells me Italian 90 on Channel 5. It was when you had like Zidane, Verón, and that all playing like for the Parma, the Lazio's team. Like, the mid-table teams now were competing like with the big boys.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But even then, it wasn't like proper accessible. And obviously, Jamrot's saying, look, I don't know about, you can't speak for the 80s, but Italian league was big in Little World Jamaica. Saying, look, the best players played in Italy. Yes, they did. But it's the same way. Do you know what I mean? It's the same. Like that's what Angel.
Okay, cool. The best players played in.
Sorry, not Channel 5.
Yeah, but it weren't regular. Like you weren't watching. Do you know what I mean? Every single game, like of these players, being able to watch compilations, knowing about the players before they even pop off. Do you know what I mean? Like you just
can't lie, Jerry. Like your brother's generation, bless that. If you really wanted to, you could watch every league, every game, every week, bro. It's mad. It's actually mad.
Including Panorama.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to say, like, you could watch any type of thing. Man are saying, okay, cool, like, the best players played in Italy, but we could have said that about how the best players were playing in Spain at one point, but Spain still wasn't considered one of the best leagues in the world. Premier League was, for some reason, always considered. When Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema, Suarez, Neymar, Messi, when they were all over there in Spain, and we were kicking it with fucking Aguero and all these man, like, not to say that them man are shit, but obviously Aguero, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Cruz, Casemiro, Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. Like, when we basically had the best players in the world playing over in Spain, it didn't mean that they were the best league. You know what I'm trying to say? It was still always considered the Premier League for whatever reason. I don't know why I thought it was always Spain.
If you look about 2005, 2015, I think Real Madrid and Barca won about 7 out of them 10 years, bro. It's crazy.
What's mad for me though is that with this whole like England's the best league in the world, I think that's all marketing. You know, like when JD's the king of trainers, bro. And he's every like, the king of trainers, bro. Like, get out of here, bro. You just say, I see Trent say it, and now like it's just a known thing. Like, yeah, the Premier League's the best league in the world. Like, is it really, bro? Is it?
I think Foot Locker's better than JD. What now?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where do we go from here? Like,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Kill me, man.
Jarrett saying, look, the reason why Premier League was considered the best and still considered the best is because of the perceived parity in the Premier League. Yeah, I think the key word is perceived, isn't it? No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the marketing more than anything. Do you know what I mean? They hype up these games. They make it look like, you know what, this team can go and do something, whatever. But what we're seeing now is when you actually get real quality in the league, do you know what I mean? And the quality just feel the cream rises to the top. You're seeing these teams just getting washed, innit? They just get washed over. We're seeing with City and that. So it's true, man. We've got here honesty, big up honesty as well. Saying off topic, man. Then apparently there's a Qatari or Saudi bid for LFC, something in that line. If true, I'm gonna feel like Meek Mill. Money turned my noodles into pasta, bro.
I'm just being patient with this. I had my cheering and shouting a month ago. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
And then man I dashed oil on my head, and right now, bro, that oil, bro, it's not even here.
Dried up.
The hashtag died. I mean, the hashtag was bubbling. It was burning. I was seeing it.
You know what took the wind out of my soul, Jay? I know you can't believe everything you see. You got me speak about LFC, honestly, but when I saw now they want a partial sale, I was like, you know what? Until it's done and confirmed, big up to Sam, because he always says this, it's all talk until it's confirmed. Until I see confirmation, yeah, bro, like this.
Man don't care about what
I'm enjoying the World Cup, man.
Are doing bun LFC until I see something serious. Right now, it's World Cup vibes. You know what I'm trying I'm actually taking a leaf out of Rom's book. Rom's told me, G,
I told you, remember from early.
Yeah, remember from early, you said it. I said, all right, you know what? From now on, bro, that's why you man will catch me in Twitter just laughing at LFC half the time, bro. That's all I do. Now I just laugh because them men are just a bunch of jokers.
No, this is literally 2 weeks today, the World Cup ends. Then from
Yeah,
no,
in
I
2
told
weeks
you the
time, guys,
20th.
don't worry, I've got bare videos and we've got bare chat, me, Jerry, Room. Trust me, we got a lot to say in regards to that. But let's wait the 2 weeks. Let's finish off. It's fun watching Mbappe, Messi, and players that we would never have in our team. It's great watching these guys for once. Like I'd rather see that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
but G, if we get this takeover, Mbappe's on his way. I mean, you heard Mbappe 2023.
brother, we'll go from looking at Mbappe to getting Gakpo. Now, I'm not dissing Gakpo, but that's the type of thing that we would do, bro. Is we'll be like, what, Mbappe? We got the money to buy Mbappe. But then Klopp will be like, nah, you see, Gakpo, he might be a better fit. I'll be like, brother, what are you watching that we're not watching that you think that? But that's Klopp.
You know? Exactly, man, exactly. But look, let's get into it before we head out. I need you guys in the comments to be with us as well. So the first question of the day, player of the day. Let's run it. Romz, let us know, man. You guys in the comments as well.
For me, bro, I know sometimes it's the obvious is debate, but killy.
Mbappe. Oh.
Why I'd say killy. Mbappe. Oh.
Jerry, like you said, let's be honest. He wasn't having the greatest of games. He was still a nuisance, but Glick and Cash were dealing with him. Then this is what great players do. He just thought something switched on. It's that Thanos. When he kicked, them Infinity Rings all came together, boy. And 2 world-class goals. It has to be him. He single-handedly sent France through.
He did.
And even assist the goals, the assist as well. Yeah, man, he was a joke. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. That was mine.
Same. Yeah, like there was really no one.
I'd say killy. Mbappe. Oh.
Yeah.
Short and sweet, bro. Like that's the easiest one I think I've done all tournament. What about you? Who's yours? We haven't had a clean sheet, any player,
Thinking, he knows, but Jerry.
I'd say killy. Mbappe. Oh.
I'll take it back what I was just about to say. I thought you were going to say someone else.
Nah, clean sweep, man. Clean sweep. He's ridiculous. He's been ridiculous.
Honorable mention. Big up Gio, because I was going to say this though. Honorable mention Kane. First goal of the... And everyone can cuss him saying he's there for goals. People need to realize, man's got 3 assists in this. Like, it's not like he's not been contributing, but he got his first goal.
What you think? You think he's more of an honorable mention than Foden, or like
that's tired.
Or Griezmann?
Yeah, I would probably.
I'm going to do the sentiment thing. Yes, because he got his first goal, where their man already had their big moments in this World Cup already. Do you know what I mean? Because
and also,
Kane has had big moments. It goes under the radar because people just care about goals, but he's actually bagged today. Do you know what I mean? And again, I'm not going to say the finish was worldy because Mendy would fuck knows what Mendy was doing, but yeah, man, Kane, honorable mention.
Cool, yeah. Gio's on course saying, look, honorable mention to Kane. So yeah, honestly saying, look, for me it's going to be Giroud. Big up man like Giroud. Like I'm giving it Giroud. Like I know it's Mbappe, but my honorable mention though is Giroud. For me, it's just like, yeah, you know what,
bro. Deep the players they've had, Platini, Henry, like they've had.
Trezeguet. Yeah, I mean, like
that's a big achievement, I don't think people think
how. And sorry, no one can say like, the France team is more stacked than Henry's one because by certain definition, certain man's, do you know what I mean, early noughties and 90s France team was one of the best teams out there, innit? Player for player and all of that. So right now, what we're seeing is that Giroud's actually doing it in a worse off team. Zidane, Desailly, Trezeguet, Henry, Gallas, Barthez, like listen, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, Jerry, do some translation quickly. Big up Oscar, you can probably pronounce it. I want to learn more Polish, bro. He's presenting a Polish.
Yeah, big up Oscar. They're saying, hello guys, Polska nic się nie stało. He's saying nothing happened. There's not like, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, with Poland right now, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, team of the day.
England. I say England.
You know what?
Like we thought it was going to be more trickier for them, and they kind of just dispatched Senegal kind of easy after a while.
Does this make sense to give it to a losing team?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
No, Poland, because again, you're saying you thought it would be easy for them. we thought it would be harder for Poland, and it weren't. Credit to them, and especially the narrative of their World Cup campaign. They've been poor in pretty much every game. Then they put in a stellar performance. Cool. The scoreline doesn't reflect that, but I'm giving it to Poland, man. I was impressed with what I saw.
Yeah, it's just mad because I do feel if Poland played like that against Argentina, I think the scoreline could be different. I think if they play like that against Saudi Arabia, I think they batter Saudi Arabia. But for some reason, they just sat off in every single game. And it's like there was no pressure in this game to come out of the group or anything. It was like, yeah, well, let's just run our thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but I'm going to give it to England as well. I think England, they done their thing. I mean, look, I thought Senegal would do it for Africa, but they made like a poor showing. And look, all the way up to the first goal, I thought Senegal was still right in this. Senegal started the better team. They had the better chances. England thought they were nice and cute, kicking it around the back. Didn't really do anything. Maguire got caught a couple times. Walker got caught a couple times. But they scored, innit? And when they scored, the second, the third, you knew it was game over. Like even G said, once the first goal went in, he was like, yeah, game over. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro, you just knew. You could just watch it. Like it was one of them type of games. Once they back, that's it. We're done.
Exactly. And bozo of the day, man.
Mendy.
Yeah. Took the words out of my mouth.
Mine's Koulibaly, bro.
They can share it.
Yeah, they can share that thing.
Yeah, guys, we need you guys in the comments. Let us know who the bozo of the day is. Is it Koulibaly or is it Mendy? We've got 2 for 1 at the moment. Do you know what I mean? They're saying we can share it. Do you know what I mean? But right now, I don't know, man. Koulibaly, like, just all the passes were poor. Getting beaten in the air, like running around. You know, when you're just scurrying around, like, I was thinking, yeah, like when he's doing all of this all the time, I was like, yeah, you know what? You're just having a poor game. And a couple times, like, Bellingham, they couldn't get near Bellingham. Bellingham was holding him off like this. I was just like, yeah, you know what? You're just having a poor game. We've got Sui saying, look, Sui Jr. saying, defo Mendy. We got Jamrock saying, what the hell did Mendy and Koulibaly do? Why are they the bows?
You know, when he's saying this, I have to remind myself he's not actually watched the game. There's me thinking he's trolled him, but he actually hasn't watched the game, bro.
They just did silly things. Just really.
Any bozo performance you've seen, just liken it to that.
Do you know what it is, Jamrock? Do you know what we need? We need you to go and watch one game, and then give us and just watch one game. Just pick any game. We'll do the same thing. We'll rank players as bozos, and then you kind of get why we're calling them the bozos because we can't really describe it. But the performance was just very stereotypical, very like, why are you doing this?
There was no need.
There
was no need.
The best way to describe a bozo for me, this brother epitomizes a bozo.
The Canada player, I think it is.
Miller, and was his name Miller, isn't it? His name was Miller.
Yeah.
He's just a bozo as well. So John was saying, you're telling me they were both diarrhea. Yes, they were. That's basically
literally that.
Money. Loose. Everything was loose from this team. So 100%. Exactly. Suji saying defo Mendy. Gio saying, I think you guys are harsh to Mendy and Cooley. All right, Gio, if we think we're being harsh, who are you saying is the bozo of the day then? I don't know who else to give it to.
Right, because there was no bozos in the France and Poland game.
Poland game, there weren't any bozos. We'd have had to force one. And
he has a good. Remember, I was dissing Mendy earlier. He's done well. That's a shout, Gio. Pick up yourself. He's actually a shout, but I don't think he was as bad as Koulibaly and Mendy. But he was just very erratic.
Very honourable mention, though. I will give you that.
Remember, I said earlier, that's one player I wasn't impressed with because he's been very good all game. I thought against England, he's going to want to showcase that. Then there's a Senegal Mendy, and then there's the Leicester Mendy, bro. He was none for this Leicester today, bro. He just was not, just erratic. There was nothing was calculated. He just wasn't thinking what he was doing. That's a shout, Gio, actually, but
you probably almost let the occasion almost get to him a little piece. Like,
you got too happy, man.
No, He's a good little shot still.
Exactly. So look, those are the ones we're saying. We're seeing. Obviously, we know saying Mendy has fallen off so much.
What are you saying about goal of the day? Quickly,
Um,
there's actually a few.
for me, it's the Mbappe, the reversed one.
Yeah,
Same.
that's the one I like the most.
That's the one I like the most.
Honourable mention Saka's there. Yes, the Arsenal stuff are going to run, but honourable mention Saka's.
For me, the honourable mention goes to Mbappe, bro, when he racked it into that top bin.
Mbappe, just take everything, man.
Just take everything. Right now, he's going to take everything, man. But honestly, saying deep hit, our final image of Lewandowski on a World Cup is scoring a penalty. He gets goals, innit? He just gets goals, no matter how, innit?
Can I just say,
start celebrating.
Uncomfortable conversations, yeah. If Laurie saves that, but in a legit way, so his feet are behind the line, that's as bad as I use, bro. That penalty.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What was man on?
But do you know what they were saying? Lineker was saying that he thinks Lewandowski does that technique on purpose because he knows the keeper's going to come off his line, and then if he comes off his line and he scores. But if he comes off his line and he misses, he gets to take it again.
And that happens.
I don't know if that's true.
Because he stops and starts a lot, the keeper's going to...
Because the way he does it, he stutters, innit? You know, he doesn't do the slow thing or he doesn't jump. He stops and stutters with every step. So he knows the keeper's going to step forward and then, you know what I mean? I don't know how viable that thing is, but I don't know, innit? But
it makes sense.
Usually, I mean, he scores penalties anyway, so maybe clearly that's...
You know what I like? Do you see he smiled a lot after he scored because it's like, it's another World Cup goal, and it's like, this is the least we deserve. We don't deserve to have a clean... They don't deserve
I think that's more than it is. They're like, you know what? For Poland, like knowing that in a World Cup, they went up against, I mean, the reigning champions, they went and scored a goal. 3-1 looks much more respectable than 3-0. And 3-0 even there is a stretch of how the game looked. Like if the game was like a 1-0 game, you'd be like, fair. Like that's a good representation of the game. So yeah, 100%. Gio saying, as a coach, I always tell my keepers stand behind the line because penalties are for Gazy now. So I get it. Yeah, fairs. Wiener saying, does Levy missing 2 pens in World Cup not make him bozo today? Even if he scored a retake, the technique looked off. I think his all-round game was good, though, innit? I think his all-round game was very good today. Like, to be fair, did you guys see the way he shrugged Tchouaméni off the ball?
Yeah.
Tchouaméni was looking lightweight next to him. I was like, hey, this can't be my DM.
No, so true. I remember when Upamecano just barged into man. I was like, right, Upamecano, you need to chill out sometimes. Like, what's going on? Yeah, he's another bozo as well.
It's crazy. Yeah, Gio saying Poe needs to give Lewandowski a send-off Euro 2024 semi-final run. Yeah, never going to happen. Ravi saying foot asylum is better than JD. Oh, that's another bozo shop as well, man. All those Reball brands, man. Trap Rich, Hood Star. Yeah, I mean,
they had one. They had one that my
Gucci-licious. Yeah, I mean,
bro. They had one that my phrased about. I just used to laugh, bro.
Supply and demand, all that.
Yeah, that's it. Supply and demand.
Yeah. Supply and demand, and you had the other one, which was it was something similar to supply and demand. It was like catch and flip or something. I need to go and find it. But it was something mad. I was like, yeah,
weird, bro.
Brothers. I was like, all these brothers.
You know what it is? They knew they're dead, so they had to get one Christmas. I remember the promo was big. They had to get Philly and Chunks to. I think Philly's still an ambassador for them, but you know when the company's down bad, they start getting desperate.
That bag must be good, boy.
Right. I mean, rocking that and looking at myself thinking, raw, I'm looking like I'm in year 7. Do you know what I mean?
Like, this is it. Like, this is what I'm trying to say.
30, you know, like that.
We used to be in that spot. Like, that's a bit. Bro, guys, just go buy your traders elsewhere, man. That's all I'll say on that one. Still, there's better places you can buy traders.
No, to be fair though, like I said, it's trainers in it. So you know, certain trainers you can buy anywhere. So always buy.
Yeah, of course.
Because you might buy the Air Force, it might be cheaper in Footerstand than it is at JD.
No, of course.
Of course, do it. But as a whole, do you know what I mean? Like.
That's the first Island future sponsor out the window, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
First Island, if you're watching,
I didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, man.
I'm joking.
Hi guys, and welcome to Foot Aside.
Listen, if you use this code Jerry J Show, you get 20%.
Oh my days! Big up T. They say I regret my void jeans.
Boy, jeans.
No.
Bro, I had the whole set. I had the void trainers, the
you know
void
what,
jeans,
Dean?
and the void hoodie. No,
You know
hold
what?
on, I need to get.
You know what's coming back? I said this to my boy 2
My
months
cheeks
ago.
are hurting.
And he was saying, nah, it's not gonna come back. And now in the last 2 months, bro, True Religion jeans are coming back.
No.
I told-
Truies
I
are
told-
back. I got Truies.
Yeah.
Listen, I need to get a pair of
cool, yeah.
Truies.
But I thought
Wait,
someone was
G,
I
are
was
you
like,
saying this because they promoted them, or you've just been seeing people in them?
no, as in fully now, like to the point before I was like, they won't come back like that, bro. In the last 2 months, it's ridiculous now. Like to the point that they see all of this. I don't see these coming back like that. Like I don't see that. not these True Religions I can see coming back, but not these. Like, and the Truies that I'm seeing, they're just calm. Like they're not
they're just normal jeans, but they're Truies.
normal
Like,
jeans.
they
But they're
ain't got the
Truies.
flat stitching. They ain't got the stitching.
Yes. It's just normal jeans, but just with the trees. I was like, I'm gonna have to go grab a pair slightly, like just so that you know what I'm saying. Like, but yeah, I'm just letting everyone know just in case you thought, right, what's going on with fashion? That like True Religions are back in style still.
Yeah, let me
Not these stars and that, but True Religions are back.
because the Truies that bruv that every man used to wear were bruv.
Oh, brother,
I could never wear them, man. With the stitching.
the situation was
I
crazy,
never owned a pair of True Religion. I'm not gonna lie.
bro. You weren't really missing much. That was just a good phase for like a year or two.
Yeah, the hoodies, all of that.
Yeah,
innit?
the
Like,
hoodie- oh, bro,
yeah.
I had the whole
Even
nine.
that's fashion in general, bro. It will be hot for a year max, 2 years, and then it dies out. That's what I say to everyone watching this: just be yourself, be your own fashionistas, wear what you want
I
to
hear
wear.
that.
Don't let
I hear
anyone
that.
tell you because
Look,
it'll be died out.
this is what
soon.
Jamrot's saying. Look, True Religion jeans, they just never left. They're just going through
No,
rebranding.
I hear
They
you.
got all the jeans and just took that stitching out, bro. They
That
just took all the
stitching out,
stitching
real
out
quick.
and they've dashed them
Real
back in. They knew the baggy jeans are gonna come back in, innit? That's what.
Why am I
I mean.
seeing
Look,
thick?
but they're
Why
not
am I
making them
seeing
baggy
thick
though.
coloured
Now it's
stitching, bro?
in that, like how normal jeans are like. They're not even doing them all baggy now. That's why I was like, ooh, okay. Say no more. Before, obviously, everything was baggy, flary, and that.
The thing is,
You know what I'm trying to
you've
say?
got to check the fit though, because you know if the fit is like tight on the thighs and it flares out a bit, but it's still skinny, you're looking like a badders. Like you got to get a pair of heels. Do you know what I mean? And just like,
Looking
I ain't
like
doing
disco flares.
fit
You
is
know the
important,
emoji.
bro.
You know the emoji on your phone that's like that. Looking like disco flares.
It's G those because I've been in the same thing when you slap a Zara thing on and you're like, right, these are my size. The 36 was the biggest size they had, the 38 or whatever.
Jerry, I already know.
You slap that. Listen, I'm tall in it. So you slap the jeans on. I'm thinking, bro, I'm looking curvy. Like I'm looking like a bad.
Curvy as fuck.
Dead.
I mean, no over here. What waist size are you two? Be honest. So,
Now I'm a 32/4, depending on what it is.
That's
You're what?
see me. I'm probably waist size. I'm probably about a 34. I think 34 is calm, but I can't wear 34.
Yeah, in Zara stuff, bro.
No,
Sometimes I have to go higher. Like.
In general, my thighs are too.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's why.
too
Yeah,
big.
but that's
If
why.
I put the 34s on, best believe I'm looking like the nicest thing you went and seen in Westfield today.
I'm dead.
Listen, if I put high top Jordans on and had those jeans on, and I bent over, brothers would say, "Raw, like looking brazy." I need to have the 36s, and then they sit like, no way am I wearing 34s. Are you mad?
Brothers would say rather look at them.
You know, you used to be like, "Right, who's that from behind?" These are Joey stand up like, "Whoa, whoa."
We got the Christmas party, and Romz is like, "Right, that's a thing, you know." Hey Jerry, where are you at? I turn around, it's me, bro.
You know, that was making me laugh. Remember the story you told us of your funny?
Oh yeah, it was peak, bro.
Yeah,
but the thing is, but this brother, he was just a big brother, innit? He's just a big brother, and this brother was it wasn't even like he was like if you saw him, you'd be like, nah, there's no way you could get mistaken for this. But it was just a brother was hungry, innit? So you know when you saw something, you was just like, bro, I'm eating tonight, bro. Like this is the thing I'm eating. It was crazy. It was
That's
crazy.
actually.
Ravi saying, I bet Romz used to rock boot cut jeans.
I did, bro.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'll back Romz on that though.
Bro, I remember I used to go non-uniform day with Astro. They'll be covering my Astro.
He had the braids as well with it.
Say that again?
You had the braids as well, innit? You were looking like Rio. You know Rio?
Yeah,
that
bro.
picture?
And the thing is, they didn't even dangle. They just stopped there. Aye, bro, my pictures are
cool,
funny.
The Kunde thing, the Jules Kunde.
Oh yeah, his thing.
Bro, he needs to cut them off, bro.
He needs to cut them off.
But you know what I
100%.
rate about Kunde? I have to say, man that have cameras that stop at the top of their neck, I respect you, because the man that are putting in extensions and fooling people, I can't rate
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You just don't do any of them then, innit?
Yeah,
If they're not coming to there, and you've got that thing as well, bruv, the thing's not for you yet, innit? You're not ready yet. Why are you forcing it?
Why are you forcing it?
Let it grow. Let it grow a bit more.
Why are you forcing, man? Jamrock saying APC jeans. Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember them.
APC jeans. Sui saying, I think True Religion stole their style from G Star. Every jean was doing that, bro. Even the Primark ones, there was a period where they had bare stitches one, bro. I was thinking, raw, man, these is mad.
I'm even online right now trying to see if they got any True Religion jeans, bro.
Yeah, man. But Void, that was mad, you know. Void, oh my! When I got my Void hoodie and the Void body warmer, I thought I was.
Void was one of them.
Get the Lylan Scott thing. My mum would never get the Lylan Scott, so I had to force mom to get the Levi thing. But the thing looked the same. Like it was a yellow thing. It was a yellow. I mean, man,
The little bird, innit?
it's crazy, man. But look, before we head out, man, big up to everyone that's been tuning in. Make sure we're smashing a like. Let us know, actually, people. Where do you get your jeans from? Let us know, because he's talking about the True Religions. Where do you get your jeans from? Because listen, there's certain places I can't shop for jeans, innit? If I bought these jeans, it just don't work out well. It just don't. I mean, I've tried a lot of them. I've tried like the diesel ones, and unless they're a bit baggy as well, the diesel ones are ones that fit brazy as well, tight in the thighs, flary at the ankles, looking like that, bro. Like it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. So let us know, man. Let us know. But G, Romz, anything to let them know before we head out?
First of all, ban them. Catch me tomorrow on the Jerry James Show, 10 past, quarter past 9. I'll drop the review to England's game tonight. I'll drop that tomorrow at some point in the day. But yeah, man, guys, every night, man. I think we're gonna have a break in it soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have a break, exactly. So we're gonna have a nice little break to recharge and go again. Because, bro, I've done every single day, bro. I'm back.
There's gonna be a 3-day period where we're gonna be away, guys. So obviously, whilst we're away, that's when you guys can. In fact, there's not even gonna be any watch-alongs either. You know, we'll think of something. I might do a live or something on England next round, France or whatever. If I do, keep notifications on. But otherwise, just make sure you guys are just following the Jerry James Show, subscribing, and the whole nine.
Literally, just echoing what G said, we're going to be every night. Hope you lot enjoying this World Cup as much as us three are. And yeah, man, this is the place to be every night, man. And try not to think about Liverpool too much. I know the majority of subscribers are Liverpool fans. Just rest. 2 more weeks, then you can speak about them how much you want. But till the 18th December, just let's focus on the World Cup, man.
There it is. We got a couple of people coming in. We got Jamrock saying, look, I normally go to Saks, 5th Avenue. Saks is New York, though, isn't it? Are you from New York,
You're in New York?
I think Jamrock might be
in
New York.
Right, you're in New York. Fuck no.
Yeah, Ravi saying, get Jack Jones. We got Honest saying Jack Jones and Levi. Maybe Jack Jones is the one. I've never shopped in Jack Jones, innit? So
I haven't as well.
Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the one. But look, people, it's been another World Cup show. Big up to everyone that's been tuning in. We'll be back. So keep your notifications on. It's been the World Cup show, and we're out, people. Boom.